The rat dude?
Oh.
Rat dudes are nice.
All right, well, hello, and welcome to tonight's episode of Loot, Die, Repeat, where a bunch of us geeks sit around, we roll dice, we do a lot of laughing at each other, and some collaborative storytelling known as Dungeons & Dragons. And we are excited to have you here joining us. We are down our ranger and our blood hunter, but we have a guest tonight. Yay! Our producer Dakota is jumping into the seat.
He was just bored watching this play.
He was totally bored watching this play, so he is going to spice things up tonight, and that'll be fun. And our wizard will be joining us here shortly. If you would like to catch up on any of our past episodes, then please consider watching them on YouTube. They have all been put up there on YouTube. You can watch them at any time. And we have, I think, all 40 of them up there, so we're on the 41st episode now, which is a good thing. And we, of course, would appreciate if you would subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's free. And if you would consider following us here on Twitch, that's also very helpful. And if you would even consider subscribing to us here on Twitch, that would be wonderful. In fact, if we get 3 more subscriptions tonight, we will be giving away this awesome stone giant mini, the Elder Stone Giant. And regardless of what happens with the subscriptions, we are going to be giving away the Lizard Man and the Troglodyte figures here tonight during our episode. So stay tuned, participate in the chat. We're going to try to be monitoring that from the table here. And you, when the time comes, we'll let you know what to put in, and you can potentially win those. The contest is only open to United States and Canada, excluding Quebec, because of rules and shipping and everything. So United States and Canada, excluding Quebec. When the time comes, make sure you enter in the phrase, and we will get that rolling out there. Additionally, we also have the opportunity for you to interact with us, not only via chat, but actually by giving advantage to our players. And so if you would like to give someone advantage, just kind of cheer 100 bits, and for 100 bits you can name the player and they will have advantage. Additionally, for 500 bits, you can give the DM disadvantage. And that's not always appreciated, but it is.
Oh, definitely appreciated.
I will note.
It's greatly encouraged.
Currently, no disadvantages on me. You guys have used them all up, and I think most of the advantages have all been used as well. You have Nelsine has one. Hold you use all yours, right? Morthos, you used all yours as well.
Used it on the Giants.
Yeah. So we only have Nelsine that has an advantage right now, so you can consider cheering those bits. And if you want to do everyone at the table, which includes all 6 of our players and the DM, you can do that for 444 bits tonight, since we're down 2 players.
Yep.
So for 444 bits, you can cheer, and everyone gets advantage all around. Yay!
Woo, hooray!
We also have some chat commands. If you want to type in exclamation point commands, it will show you what they are, just to have some fun things to do in the chat. Play games, see your experience for watching the show, etc., etc. All right, well, I think that's enough with the introductions. Without further ado, why don't we jump in to our episode
You didn't let me do my intro. You didn't lead it up.
of Loot, Die, Repeat.
Nice name. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Hey!
All right, and so we begin with a little recap. Now our party, the group of adventurers known as Moniker, has been wandering up to the town of Amphale after it had been destroyed in an attack. They saved some of the fleeing citizens from a giant attack, and though it seemed that one of the giants had been set free and set loose, and the other 2 giants were trying to stop them, there was an inability to communicate, and the party ended up slaying all 3 of the dragons.
Be afraid of us.
That's right. The party then proceeded into Amphale and went and found Moxie Adams, the owner of a burned down tavern and inn, as well as a establishment for the adult population, known as the Blushing Lady. And she interacted with them since they had already previously saved her life in the attack, giving them some valuable information and encouraging them to go and help around town with the cleanup. And they did that, and despite the fact that several of the citizens were hostile, they eventually won them over with their good deeds of cleaning up and assisting in the removal of all of the rubble. Especially Hold, who, having the strength of 10 men, was able to do significant amounts of work in a little time. They also came across the rat folk man, Matimer Creel, who Leo Angstrom, the Lord of Nightstone, had tasked them with escorting to the north, and they agreed to do so, to take him to Mirabar once they were ready to set out, in exchange for information and other resources and skills that he had at his disposal. They also ran into Brother Sam, the last remaining, at least as far as they could find, acolyte of the Iron Abbey, adherents to Helm, the god of protection. And Hold encouraged him to rebuild and reforge the Iron Abbey into the bastion of protection it once was. Finally, as the 10-day came to a close, the adventurers were approached by Captain Dathomir to go and assist with a trouble in the fields. It seems that some land sharks, otherwise known as Bulette, had been ravaging the lands to the northeast, and they were in dire need of assistance since all of the watchmen, all of the town's guards were being put to work in keeping the city in order since martial law had been declared. And so it's at this point, at the end of the 10-day, it's the 12th day of Flame Rule, which is our July, that our adventurers have determined to make their way to the north and to go and investigate this Bulette threat. And so it is at this point that we pick up tonight's episode. And so as you make your preparations, you have gathered your supplies, Eli and Rygar come forward and they tell you, Rygar says, well, you know, I think that we probably should go and scout ahead to the westward where the Minotaurs seem to have fled. And Eli says, yeah, I think two of us are going to go up there, and I think you guys can handle these Bulette. And they're just like underwater, like bear things, right? You took out owlbears before, you can handle them. And so Rygar and Eli take Zeus, and they make their way.
They take the dog?
Yeah.
Come on!
Take Zeus, and they make their way to the north road leading up to the West Wood. You also notice that Mylandra is a bit uncomfortable, having stayed in the city and seeing the destruction here and seeing Rygar and Eli go up to the Westwood. You can just see that there's an unease that is gripping her, though she kind of quietly continues to follow you all as her way. There's just an unrest in her spirit as she goes along. And so Captain Dathomir approaches you as you have made your preparations to leave, and she says, well, again, my thanks for you going out and seeking these creatures. They are dangerous, do be careful. And if the rumors are true and they are hunting in a pack, well, that is strange and bad news, because they typically only hunt by themselves in solitary. So be careful. Mind your feet. Feel the ground beneath you. Look for the signs of these creatures. Here's a map of the Desarin Valley. She hands it to Morthos.
Snatch it out of his hands. Oh, we need to go back
Actually,
that way, guys.
if you would turn that around.
No, I know how to read it. It's that way, guys.
Morthos, if you... Yeah. Right, so she kind of points out, here you can see almost due east of us is Golden Fields. This is where our sister town produces a significant degree of food. It is an abbey to Shantea, and so the goddess is worshipped there.
Very helpful on this quest.
And she kind of, you're here in Amphail, she points to Golden Fields over here. And then she says, further to the north is the high road that leads on. If you care to get back to the coast, you can always cut across. Further up is Yartar and Tribor. Yartar is a hive of scum and villainy. I would not encourage you to go there. All nasty sorts. And you have the Sumber Hills and the Desarin Hills. They are full of all manner of ruin and cave and rubbles. A sort of, den itself of leftover brigands and bandits, especially since Red Larch was destroyed some years ago with all of that elemental chaos that went on. And so would encourage you to steer clear of those areas. You mentioned something about the Westwood, that is just to the northwest of us, a day's travel. But do be careful. Our fields extend out to the northeast, and then there is wilderness plains until we get to the fields of Amphail to the east. I do not know where the Bulette will be. Just keep on your guard. Any questions? All
Nope.
right. Keep your wits about you. And may Helm guide you. And she kind of gives you a bow. And as she's turning, she says, oh, wait. One more thing. I have an attaché here. His name is Sinclair. He's a tabaxi, and she points to your character, Dakota. Would you like to describe him?
Yeah, Sinclair is a kind of darker-haired tabaxi, but with a kind of white face in the middle, so like his eyes, his nose, and his mouth area. He is very difficult to tell his age, but you know, when you see his personality, it'll kind of help, I guess. But you know, he's at least, you know, like 25, 30 probably by the way he walks. He looks like a douchebag from the get-go. And there's not much more to say about that.
So
Does he have
Sinclair,
like one of those like gangster walks of his shorts down, showing his underwear?
More like okay, so he has a dagger, a short bow, and a short sword. He seems like his hand's kind of lightly resting on his short sword, like he thinks it's something special, even though it's a very generic short sword.
So compensated.
And definitely. And he's just kind of like there as if like you should know him.
and so Sinclair kind of swaggers up to you, and she says, yes, so he has come from Waterdeep, and he has requested to accompany you on this mission to hunt the Bulette. Welcome, Sinclair.
Look, I'm gonna make it pretty obvious. Couldn't give two craps about you guys, but my friends, they said I could take one of these land sharks down, right? 10k gold. Pretty nice. Look. Literally don't care. So,
There are people that could be hurt, and all you care about is the money?
He did say 10k in gold.
Yeah,
which you will gladly share with us.
who did you
Look,
talk
look,
to?
look.
Who did you talk to?
Look, let's be honest. I'm not listening to what you're saying. But 10k gold, and my friend said they'll call me Ripper from now on.
Okay, you can't go wrong with that.
Oh.
Look, I help you, I get 10k gold. It's a win-win for me.
Well, what are you good at?
I can stab things in the face with a short sword, and I got a below average aim. You can't go wrong with that.
Who are your friends you're talking about?
So you
Below average.
help
I
us,
bet that's not the only thing that's a below
and
average.
you get 10k.
You know what? Yes, I get 10k gold, and don't forget, I get called Ripper from now on.
Wait.
Yeah.
You help us, and you get 10k.
I think this one has issues with hearing.
I think he's a moron, as we would call it.
I'm thinking that might be the case.
Look,
Hey, I'm down for more help.
I'll give each of you 75 gold, just for putting up with
The math works out for me.
Hold, that's not acceptable.
70. You want 0? Okay, she gets 0. The rest you get 100. Is that fine?
Deal.
Great. You each get 100 gold. You put up with it, and make sure that I get the finishing kill. Look, I'll be in the back, miss a couple pot shots. When one's almost down, wave me over. Clean.
Stabby.
Clean kill. You tell everyone I did most of the brown work. We're good. Oh, and
Your math doesn't add
Who
up,
is
friend.
this guy?
in case you're wondering, I am friends with some of the Blackwoods, so it would be pretty bad if you said no to me. Just saying.
I think the Blackwoods would understand.
I don't think so.
Wait. She's one of my best friends.
He did tell her his entire life story.
Well, I've been in their whole lives. There's a difference.
Are they
And-
giving you 10k?
No, my friends all. But if I don't even know I'm doing this, honestly. But if you let me join,
Wait. They don't know you're doing this.
the friends do.
The Blackwoods?
No,
Who are
my
your
friends.
Who are your friends?
From the other royal families in the town. But the Blackwoods are close to me. The cousins, my brother.
But they don't know that you're doing this.
So you're. a
She keeps
cousin's
asking that.
cousin. You're a brother of the cousin's cousin.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty close.
I'm down. Let's do this.
If you let me join, I will 100, 0.
Captain Dathomir has turned and walked away at this point. She's just letting you guys talk.
I take out my short sword. I'm just kind of like winging it, making it look like I'm doing really cool moves, but they're really pitiful.
If Captain Dathomir vouches for you,
I mean, yeah, that's obviously, as they're walking
then
away.
I'll vouch for him.
I'll put a good word in for the Blackwoods. It can't go wrong.
I'm gonna kind of grab his sword, get really uncomfortably close to his face, but far enough that he's not gonna like whack me or try to kiss me or something like that. Just kind of staring right at you. If you hurt any single one of this,
I grab another exactly same short sword and just pull it out.
I will hunt you down, and you will not live another day.
Lady, I don't even know your name.
And I just throw it away.
Just put the other short sword I have in my holster and just stand
Poke
there.
him with your nub.
Nope. No. My hand is here, so I can't,
Look, one arm thinks
It's a left
she's
hand
special.
and then
From what I hear about these beasts, we're gonna need the help anyway.
Well, he said,
Let's do this.
yeah, let's kill the sharks.
Mylandra kind of speaks up and says, my name is Mylandra.
Wow. Exciting.
So that's 100 gold. I'll take it in advance, actually, if you don't mind.
she's
And
smart.
she kind of holds out her hand.
I take 50 gold out of my pocket and give it to her and said, a deal's a deal.
All right, that's fine.
I cast Splitberry, and I go to, and I pass one out to the rest of the group.
Okay. Excellent. Excellent.
I
All
don't
right.
need these things.
Can I see how high I can jump with my fancy boots?
Yeah.
Hey, Vinny,
How's this?
measure how high am I going?
Oh,
Yeah, I'm looking.
And
If you get
I'm
hurt,
gonna try
you
to
should
jump
eat the
because I want to
nut.
see how high I
So
go.
roll
Just
roll an
yummy.
acrobatics check
Wow, what is the...
just 1 HP.
as
Oh,
you
and
kind
you'll
of
be
you kind
fed
of
for a
run up
full
and
day.
parkour.
23.
You parkour off a building and run up and then jump.
Yeah, I want to see how high
So
I
you
can
get up about 10 feet in the air,
Okay.
and then you feel the boots hold you as you begin to descend, and you can jump again.
Yes.
Roll an athletics check.
Okay, so that's 23, and then this is...
This is athletics.
Yeah. Oh, you told me acrobatics the first time.
So the first one was
Oh,
acrobatics, and
okay.
this is athletics.
That was a 7.
7. And so you jump up another 4 or 5 feet or so. And
Okay.
Well,
you think you could do better if you
15.
once you practice it and get the time,
Okay.
but you got up a good 15 feet.
Well, she can jump on your shoulders now.
I believe I can jump
I just saw the
twice
top
as
of
high
his
as
head
that
when I
without
was.
even trying right now. As I look for a fly buzzing through the air.
Boyd, if you jump and she's on your shoulders and then she jumps, you're going out of space.
Close enough.
It's pretty cool.
Come on. Let's
All
try.
right, group. We should
Okay.
get going soon.
Yes.
We're in now.
Okay, so you guys begin to head out, and you follow the map, and you begin to head to out the north gate, past the Iron Abbey, which, Hold, you've kind of been keeping away, busying yourself with the cleanup effort. You've spoken with Brother Sam, and he told you that it was hit pretty hard. And now that you see it clearly, really for the first time, you see that it wasn't really burned because it is an iron abbey. It was made primarily of metal, iron, steel, metal. But large swaths of it are melted, as it appears that it took at least 1, if not 2, blasts from the black dragon's acid breath. And it seems that this was a focal point of the attack on the city, at least to begin with, as the Minotaur and this dragon, these people sought to attack Amphill, may have even started here. Who knows?
Can we have a conversation on the way?
Yeah.
Hey, Marthos. I'm gonna kind of whisper over to him.
Okay.
Think of a funny name we can call him instead of Ripper. I was thinking Pipper. What do you think? Just to get really under his skin.
Oh, we definitely.
You're
need
teaching
to
me
do
well,
that.
man.
Yes.
Ripper, Lipper.
I don't know. We'll come up with something.
Thanks. Okay, keep me in the loop.
Very good. Any other conversations anyone wishes to have about anything as you are moving? I mean, it is around 1 o'clock in the afternoon when you set out. And so you continue the first couple of hours. You do see that there are rain clouds that seem to be gathering on the horizon as you are heading to up the north road, which will eventually branch to the east if you wish to go towards Amphill, which is where the majority of the fields are that they were talking about.
Yeah, so for the past week, 10 day, we've been taking care of Amphill and helping them out, and so Hold and Vinny haven't really completed the full circle of the fight we had before Amphill.
Are you guys
So-
going to hug it out?
Hold would like to
Yes.
try to hold Vinny's hand.
As he slowly crushes all the bones.
No, Hold says, Vinny, before we got to Amphill, I was questioning whether Tyr had sent me on this journey with all of you because of, well, you. But your words and actions as we got into town really solidified that our paths have joined for a purpose. And so I want to thank you for not being a static character, but being more dynamic and willing to apologize as you did. So thank you.
As I said, I was wrong. It wasn't, I don't know how to put it. Sometimes I just lose control.
I say that each of us has that in us. I lean on Tyr now to guide me on my path and attempt to balance the wrath and the solemnness to be one whole person. Perhaps with your magic and with Tyr's grace, you can also learn that balance.
Yeah, I think there's a thing or two I can learn from you too. Your stoicism.
Huh. Only on the outside, brother. Let's fight. Not you and me, the land sharks.
What do you think of this new guy we have with us?
Swords. Additional swords will help in this fight. I hear land sharks are ferocious.
I'm not.
So, just watch our backs. You're usually 100, 200, 500, 700 feet away.
Sinclair butts in, goes between the two of them, kind of massages their shoulders, and says,
No,
"Oi."
no massaging happened.
Well, we can roll for it.
You
I'm
actually
allergic
cut
to
your
cats.
fingers on my metal shoulders.
Sinclair goes up to them, kind of goes like this, and as he tries to massage the whole shoulder, it kind of hurts, so he kind of just pats. And he says, "Look, it's good to see two partners work things out. You know, I know society can't always be progressive, but I am proud of both of you for finding your differences, and I hope you stay strong." Right on. And he just kind of walks past him.
I was gonna like swat at you because you're giving me hives.
Do you spot?
It's a wise cat.
I'm not a cat person.
Very wise cat.
Okay, very good.
Decently wise, anyway.
He's not dumb, he just is.
So as you are going along, the rain begins to catch up to you, and it slowly begins to fall at first. Just a light rain. It's very refreshing
I
for
don't
you,
mind.
Melcene. You really don't mind at all.
My character starts hissing.
And slowly it kind of picks up. And Sinclair is now covered in rain. You're kind of dashing between the few trees that are there, trying to stay underneath their canopies as long as you can.
I kind of like use shape water to send extra rain his way. Kind of chases him around.
I'd like -5 movement whenever it's super wet out.
Okay. It is not torrential. It's just a nice soaking rain as you continue on. And you see fields that are high with corn, with wheat and vegetable patches of all kinds. These fields aren't like what we might be used to, where there's just acres and acres and acres of fields. Because these fields are tilled by horse and by humans and elves and all the different races, they're smaller patches of field that are easier to care for. And you see little farmsteads every now and then. It looks like this isn't like there are large conglomerates of farmers. These are little mom and pop operations that are working these fields and then sending all of their food into Amphale and then on to Waterdeep, and that's how they make their living. And as you go, you can't help but notice that several of the homes, the farms that you come across, have their doors shuttered and the lights are all out inside. And they are, the fences are closed, and it doesn't look like anyone is present. And the fields are actually getting quite high, and many of the vegetables you can see are beginning to actually turn into rotting on the vine because they're not being properly harvested. And this, of course, meshes up exactly with what Captain Dathomir had told you, that the fields, they need to get workers back in the fields, but no one is willing to go out because of this land shark threat.
Sinclair would like to, as we're walking past the fields, see if there's any maybe like equivalent of like a tomato field that he could just pick one that is ripe to eat.
Yep, absolutely. And you find one easy enough. Yep.
Yeah, and he's just sitting there eating it, continues walking as if not even bothered by this horrific. Not that the sight is horrific, but that the effects of the sight would be.
I'd like to start looking for signs of land sharks.
Okay, roll a perception check, please.
18.
Okay, so as you go along, you guys are going about 2-3 hours to the northeast, and you've kind of followed the trail along towards Amphale, and you come across a farmhouse that is abandoned like many of the others, except you notice on its backside that it seems to be caved in. You can certainly go and investigate further if you care
Yeah.
to.
Let's do it.
Okay,
Like about to sneeze. 9.
9.
I'm around.
Okay. So as Sola stops you all and kind of points out this house, you move forward to investigate.
Carefully, looking for traps.
Right, and you roll the 9. And thankfully, this farmhouse, these farmers don't seem to be sophisticated enough to set
Thank
traps.
goodness.
Primarily because as you peek through the window, you see that the roof has largely caved in on the backside. It's hard to tell from the front. The front of it facing the road looks largely intact. But on the backside, it's caved in, and there's a large gaping hole in the floor. And as you look through, it's hard to see the details inside, but you can kind of make that out with the rain kind of causing everything to just be clouded and muddy.
Hey guys, it looks like there's a hole in the floor. Does anybody know where these land sharks live? In the ground?
I believe
Could this
that
be
they
their
do.
lair?
Do they not live in the ground and burrow?
I mean, you could do
Yeah,
I
that's
it.
what
would
they told
assume
us.
That's what I
so.
thought they said.
You
So-
could do a nature check.
Everyone looks over.
Perhaps
Druid.
this is one of their burrows. Does anybody want to go in and check?
Dibs nodded.
Yeah, let me go first.
Well,
Yeah, he wants to go first.
I would say that they have probably, if they were here, they are probably not anymore, because it kind of looks like this place is abandoned.
Or it looks like it's abandoned because they're here.
I'd like to check to see if it looks abandoned just from down the hole with my dark vision.
Sure. So you go up to it, roll perception.
Completely looking like I don't care, like pretending I don't care.
Ooh.
Actually not
Wait,
caring.
am I
Wait,
supposed to
you
go
do
right up behind them?
I'm scared.
21.
How far do I have to push them?
Okay, so you look through, and there's a couple things that you notice. You notice that the hole goes down about 5 feet before it is caved in. So it doesn't seem to progress any further, but it is about 5 feet round. It's a large opening, and whatever creature made this was a large, powerful creature. You also see a very large blood stain on the floor a little further up, and you see a streak of blood that is pulled towards the hole.
Great.
I look, I don't make facial expressions, and then he's like, oh, didn't see nothing, and just keeps walking back to the group. Didn't see nothing, guys, sorry.
You do care. There is good in you.
No, I was looking
Come on,
for...
Piper, let's go look for more land.
There could have been more tomatoes in the hole, guys. I eat the fruits
Uh-huh.
and veggies.
Don't worry, your secret's safe. with
She got a
me.
tick in her eye.
I would like to send Tony up
You gotta take
to look
a
around for other holes nearby.
Like a
Okay.
bad tick.
Go ahead and roll a perception check with Tony. The visibility is limited because of the storm.
3.
And with the rain coming down, again, not torrential, but heavy enough to soak you guys over the hours that you've been out, except for Melcine, whose hair is just kind of continuing to flow. And
Hang on, that's a 20. We got advantage on all his perception checks.
all of them,
Vision and,
Oh.
and hearing.
well, that's convenient.
Yes.
And as he flies through a brief clearing in the storm,
Spectacular.
you see
Good
up
save.
ahead, a ways, a sentry tower, kind of along the road. Off the road, it's off the road about 50 yards. That has been toppled. And so you can kind of see that there seems to be a hole at the base of that sentry tower. And these attacks, from what you can see, don't seem happenstance. They seem very intentional. There's not like a hole in the middle of a field anywhere. As you fly a little further down, you find another home, very similar, with a caved-in back structure as there's a hole that kind of comes up through and has attacked.
So they're hitting like the weak points of structures.
Yes, they seem to at least exhibit some sort of intelligence with regard to how they are targeting these structures.
Are there any homes that are not caved in?
There are some that aren't caved in, but their doors are shuttered and they're abandoned, and you've come across those. Those are closer to Amphale. The farther out you get, the more you see these caved-in homes. You also notice that there are very faint, not often, but at some points there are lines kind of visible in the field, as if the earth has been disrupted from underneath and just pushed it up enough as creatures were going along. And the lines are always singular. There's just one line. It's not like there's multiple of them in a row.
Are they heading towards one location? Or?
They appear briefly at times.
Okay.
It's not like they're of much length. It's maybe 20 feet here, 30 feet there, 10 feet there, that you see these lines in different places.
Perhaps we should wait here until we find them,
Find who?
the land sharks. If we know that they're disturbing this field.
It
It
would
might
be
be
helpful to know or to try and figure out where we think they might attack next.
Well, if we keep standing around here, they might just attack us.
You do.
Exactly.
You rolled a 21.
21 with the...
You do sense that as you kind of sent Vincent ahead and scouted, that the further east you get, the fresher the disruption looks.
Okay.
And so you got the sense that they're kind of moving towards the east.
All right, so they kind of move through this town.
Yeah, it's kind
Stars,
of as you've gone along the road.
Okay.
Start looking again.
Guys, they might have, seems like they were heading east. And they were hitting the weaker parts of the structures to make them collapse.
That is very interesting.
So they're not as...
I thought these were more like creatures, like with a lower intelligence.
It seems like they're very intentional.
And didn't they say that they were a group, which is abnormal to begin with? Normally it's a single one that is hunting. Is it possible that maybe someone or something else is controlling, commanding them?
I suppose it's possible.
While they're talking, I go back to the whole kind of sneakily, as stealthy as I can. If you want me, I can roll stealth.
Go ahead.
27.
Okay.
And I'm smelling the blood to see if it smells like, can I maybe detect or even lick the blood?
Investigation.
Yeah.
What are you trying to determine?
If the blood is the creature's or of a person that lives
investigation.
here. 9.
You haven't made it a habit of tasting blood too often, but from the looks of the coloration,
The consistency.
which is a dried maroonish brown at this point, and where the majority of it is, and then how it is kind of pulled towards the hole, you get the sense that this was one of the farmers.
Can I drop into the hole while holding onto it? I'm about 5'8". Drop into the hole while holding onto it and kick at the stuff and see if it instantly collapses?
Sure. You do so, and it seems pretty firm. And as you look, it looks like it's just kind of the natural...
Degradation?
well, just the hole kind of filled back in as it went up and then pulled down. In fact, you do, as you hang there and you kick, you find that the walls themselves are not necessarily very firm, and so you're afraid that it might cave in on you if you continue to.
Okay. I quickly go back up and rejoin the group,
Okay.
as if nothing happened.
Okay, very good. So you continue on. Tony comes back, and you continue on. You eventually do come to that home with the other cave-in. I don't know if you care to investigate that as well.
Was that that tower that was collapsed? Was that made out of wood or stone?
It was primarily wood. Yeah.
Shall we continue on?
Did you note that the
Do we need
direction
to
or
look
the
around
pattern
this?
of any of the homes being destroyed?
It didn't. Just that they were heading east.
East. So
Sort-
we should go east.
This isn't fresh. None of this is fresh.
Still, do we think we should take a quick look? I just walk over and
Yeah, I'll come with you.
and I want to see if there's anything different or the same. Or
So you check into the other home,
Mhm.
and it is a different home, but an exact same type of attack.
Okay.
A hole near one of the corner walls that caused a cave-in, and you see there's more. The inside is more destroyed,
Mhm.
as if there was more of a battle in here. But you see two large blood spots, and they're both drugged back to the hole.
Mhm.
This home, the door is not locked; it's open, and you smell as you inspect. You get the stiff smell of rotting flesh.
There might be some people in this one not alive, but this seems a lot fresher than the other homes.
Is there like dirt that gets thrown up at the top of these, or are they just like straight down into the hole?
No, there's a bit of an overflow of stone and dirt,
Hole coming out.
All right.
and then as they recede, it seems like it falls back in.
My Landra's gonna mold earth all the dirt back into these holes and pack them down to the bottom.
Okay, she does that with ease as she is moving the dirt around and re-solidifying the foundation, so there's no more sinkhole.
We should keep
Okay.
heading east and
Yeah, we're gonna keep going. Let's go quick.
Let's be careful.
Okay, you guys continue on.
You ready?
Vincent, as you go,
Hey, in case you die, what's your friend's cell phone number?
It's a cell phone.
Vincent and Melcene, as you continue on, you both feel some light tremors.
Guys,
The ground seems to shake a little.
As in earthquake shaking or
No.
attack shaking?
As in something under the ground shaking.
Are there any platforms around? Things that are above the ground?
So there is about 200 feet, 200 yards in the distance, about 600 feet. You see another platform that is standing.
Is it made of wood?
It
all
is
these
made of
times we
wood.
need
As you look, actually look, roll.
know, right,
Someone can roll
range.
perception as you're approaching.
my perception or?
It will be your perception.
22.
22. Sinclair, as you look ahead, you see this tower which seems to be in the distance. And as you look out, you can see movement on top of it, as if there are people up there.
I don't know if I should tell you this, but seems like things shaky.
Hmm?
And I point at the tower, kind of pointing at it and be like, "Who wants to go first?"
Can we see the people
Hold
on it?
those.
As you approach through the storm, you look and you do see that it's about a 10-foot extension, and then there's a platform about 10 feet up with another 5-foot extension and then a roof on it. And there looks to be 4 or 5 people huddled up there.
How far away are we?
You are now about 100 yards away, about 300 feet, and they seem to be looking out around the perimeter of the tower, and you notice that there's no way of egress up there other than climbing it. There's no ladder or anything like that. They seem to be stranded up there from what you can tell.
We must hasten our pace. Run.
Oh yeah. Hold
And one of
sprinting.
them yells out, "Ho! Ho, quickly come before they get you too!"
Did they say hold? Hold sprints.
I'm gonna start sprinting too.
It was a ho, but it could have sounded like hold. And so you begin running up, and you see that they quickly lower down a rope and wooden latched ladder, and they pull it over, and
How high is this first floor that they're on?
so it's about 10 feet up here, and then they're about 15 into where the crow's nest is, so to speak, and then the roof over that.
It's only one floor.
At least I did not think it is wise for us to join them up. We saw the other one that was toppled.
As you're running, I need someone to make a perception check. So you run along the road, and then you begin to veer off the road towards them. It was a low DC. On the road, you do see a cart that is laden with trade supplies. That the front of it has dipped down into a hole,
Oh, the land sharks are.
and you see one half of a man, the top half, just laying in the mud as the rain just pours over him.
I'd like to check it and see if there were any maybe +1 arrows.
So
or
are you
anything.
stopping to investigate?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Okay, and what are the rest of you doing?
My
I
Landra
don't watch him die.
My Landra is stopping to close the hole, to fill the
Okay, so Mylandra stops and
hole. And bury the half person.
and so she kind of,
Pushes
You-
him in.
as you go, you bend down to investigate him. All of a sudden, the dirt rises up from underneath him and creates kind of a slide as he slides into the hole.
Is there anything I can quickly snatch off of him?
Roll a perception check.
Grab a hand for Solo.
15.
It seems like it's really at his abdomen and below, and his waist, where he would have had a belt pouch, coin purse type of thing,
Short sword to grab it?
is gone.
Son of a biscuit.
And so all that's up is, and you do see a necklace around it. You can roll a straight dexterity check to see if you're quick enough to rip it off.
23.
And you are. You quickly grab it, and it's a leather necklace, but it has a nice golden medallion on it with because you're familiar with Yartar, the symbol of the Yartar Merchants Guild, which is a part of the greater Merchants Guild around the Sword Coast.
I say yoink and just put it on, kind of tuck it in my shirt. and keep it
Mylandra
back.
sees this, kind of shakes her head in disgust as the body slides into the hole, and then she fills it back in. The rest of you have rushed towards the And as you approach, you see that there are 4 people in there. They all look to be non-combatant types. All look to be traders. They have raincoats on, heavy overcoats with their hoods down at this point because they're underneath the tower. There looks to be 3 men and 1 woman. They are all, human or half-elven. It's a bit difficult to tell. The woman looks kind of half-elven. The men, they all have pouches on them, look to be traders, especially given the cart that was out there. None of them seem to be armed for combat or outfitted for combat. So I assume Sinclair and Mylandra ultimately make their way.
Yeah, we'd be in the back, but that's about it.
Okay.
Don't tell me where I went.
And so as you approach, they see you say, "Oi! Oi! Get up here! Those beasts came out of the ground. It's massive. It's terrible. They totally crushed and enveloped Vincent."
Is anybody else hurt?
We rushed over here as soon as it happened. Our cart stuck fast in the hole, and oh, poor Vinny. He didn't make it.
I do not believe you are safe up there. I know that seems silly, but I believe that if they put the hole under his legs, it will topple over. And
As you're saying this, you all feel a bit of a rustling and rumbling under the ground.
Oh boy, here it comes.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Why they? What?
Can we try to perceive the ground and actually try to feel if we can tell a direction that it's coming from?
Roll perception.
Well, can I back away from the group like 5 feet in any direction, please, or 10 feet?
Where would you like to go?
Down, left. Yeah, thank you.
So you're kind
Just
of
slightly.
You're near a pumpkin patch.
Yeah.
You do notice some rows of corn to the south. There looks to be a flower patch with various vegetables, sunflowers with a nice little scarecrow to your north. And then behind you see rows of tomato plants that have been staked and planted. Off map, but a little further out, you see another farmstead with shuttered doors, no lights on, doesn't seem to be anyone there.
Roll
My land-
13.
13? You get the sense that it's kind of south of you, but it seems to be approaching this direction.
I want to cause tremors in the ground directly south, away from the, actually kind of southeast, away from the building.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
And so you can see the ground begin to shudder over in this direction here as Morthos holds out his hand and his eyes flash. One of them is black and one of them is white as his eyes flash. And you see him use thaumaturgy, some of you for the first time, and he makes the ground shudder.
Mylander would like to get within 30 feet of any of those poles holding up these people.
So Mylandra moves up next to you, Hold, as she is gauging the ground.
She's going to hold a spell.
And what spell is she holding?
Suggestion
Suggestion?
for the appearance of any kind of land shark.
Okay, very good. And okay, very good.
Can I
And
pick a bow up before it starts?
hmm?
Would I be? Would Sinclair if it's okay, would take his bow out and kind of ready an arrow?
Okay, so you ready an arrow?
How tall is this tower?
The whole tower is about 25 feet up.
Alright, can I cast web on this, like, attaching the side of the tower to the ground?
Great. It's pretty
So from here down,
Yeah, like, any of the sides to the ground. Kind of anchoring it, so if it does collapse.
okay, so that's what, a 20-foot cube?
Yeah.
So that's basically, the tower itself is a 20-foot cube. So you anchor the entire bottom of it with webbing to each other and down.
Nice.
And it
Stretch it more.
seems to be reinforced. Anyone else doing anything?
I'd like to.
What do you do? Why are you doing?
Just relax. And who's Vinny? I'm Vinny. I'm not dead.
Oh, apparently you have the same name. That's a coincidence. Hopefully not an ill portent for you.
I'd like to prepare Ray of Frost.
Okay, holding Ray of Frost.
Yep.
The tremors seem to have shifted and to the southeast, following the tremor of Morthos, but you feel another tremor now coming from the northwest. That seems to be approaching as well.
Is there a ladder?
They've lowered one down to you guys, yeah.
Hold is gonna
Bring down the tower, baby.
go up there.
Just hold it down.
Okay, Hold steps up to the ladder, and you step on the first rung, and your foot just goes right through it. I think you're probably too heavy.
It's only 15 feet up.
Large metal, yeah, to the top of the railing is about 15 feet.
I'm gonna just use my ring of frogginess and jump right up there.
You're gonna jump up? Okay, so you jump up. Roll an athletics check to see if you can kind of jump in.
Do you know ship going back down?
Crit, 33.
Oh boy.
And so you are inside. You are inside, and you immediately hear
Hello.
and you kind of stretch yourself out and try to disperse your weight around the floor.
Good grief.
And for the moment, you seem to be held, but you are up there with them.
Can't move.
I'm going to attempt to convince them to come with me down and hopefully escort them to safety. So I say, people, we have seen buildings collapsed all over from these creatures. Up here is the least safe spot to be. We can escort you away so that you may later till these fields as we destroy these beasts. Will you join me?
Roll a persuasion check with advantage.
Do you have good persuasion?
Yeah. Because I'm a proselytizer.
That's
8. Wait,
8.
are we in the region where my pen
You are
was?
not.
8.
Okay. By way of reminder,
Closer to water.
we are going to be giving away the Lizard Man and Troglodyte miniatures here in a little bit. And if we get 3 more subscribers, we're going to give away this stone giant as well. So if you're watching, stay tuned for that giveaway in a little bit. They look at you and they look at the ground and they look back at their cart and they just kind of, you see the one shake his head, the woman kind of, I don't want to go back. I don't want to go down there. They ate Vinny and no, it's calm down, Marcy, calm down. Listen, I hear what you're saying, I do, but perhaps you can just protect us up here if they try to tear it down. Your friend webbed the entire bottom of this, perhaps that'll help us.
Yes, webs hold things to the ground. But if there is no ground, it will hold it to the center of the earth. So,
As you're saying
It's up
this,
to you, bucko.
you hear a very heavy rumbling, stronger than you have before, and it seems to be centered beneath you.
okay, how many people are there up here?
4 people.
I am going to attempt to grapple all of them right now.
Okay, you can easily grapple 2 of them.
Okay, can I use those 2 people to attempt to grapple the other 2? Like,
You're trying to like hug
Sandwich.
them all.
Wait, hold on.
Like that'd be like 3 maybe, because there's like 2 and then you're grabbing the 3rd one.
are there children up here?
All 4 of them are adults. As the rumbling gets louder and feels stronger. What are the rest of you guys doing this as Hold is up here trying to convince these people. Vincent has webbed the bottom here. What are you guys doing?
What button tackles? Thank you so much. That's 100 bits for Sola.
Hey!
So thank you so much for the advantage. We really appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
I want to be just constantly looking to see if I can see any movement on the ground.
You see movement.
Oh.
In
see, like,
fact, the ground beneath the front left leg here seems to be jostling and turning.
Can I throw a radiant sunbolt there?
Sure.
See, to distract him?
Roll an attack.
It's really nice.
I'm gonna need it.
21.
I'm about to fall.
21. You nail the ground right next to the support beam here,
Uh-huh.
and it sears the
Oh, maybe
rain-soaked earth, but it doesn't really seem to
Announce it when they're-
connect with anything.
Do we see any shark turning my way?
You don't see any sharks. You just see moving
Do I
around.
see any moving ground heading my way?
Not currently.
Thank you so much. What button tackled for 2 more, and
Hey!
to Hold and Melcene. We really appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
They're gonna need it.
We are.
We could get these stinking things on us.
Anyone else doing anything?
Do I happen to notice, Sinclair happen to notice that they're coming from the north? Does he see that?
So you notice you felt them from this direction, you felt them from this direction, but right now you see the land, the ground beneath this support, and now this one as well, beginning
And
to...
I feel all this.
You feel it, and you're still trying to hold yourself from not crashing through into the webbing below.
Hold,
I'd
get
like to
these people
intimidate
out of
these
here.
How are you intimidating them?
I'm saying, I'm gonna grab you two. You two are gonna get on my back, or I'll throw you off.
Right?
Roll an intimidation check with advantage.
I don't like any of these.
It's gonna break it though, right?
12.
The woman steps up to you and she says, "All right, take me. I'm not very strong. I won't hold on." And the other man says, "I'm not letting you go, Marcy," and steps up with her. The other two stand back and they're like, no, you can take them. Go, go, go."
As this is happening, you want to do it first? Go first or me first?
You go first. I'll go next.
I pull out and cut half of my rope. I have 50 feet, so wait, no, I need 50. Whatever I need, so I guess 50. And I attach it to the arrow, and I shoot it, and I'm trying to hit right above them so that they can kind of come down, the two that don't want to go.
Right
It's a
here.
ladder, you know.
All right, so you...
Yeah, but this is safely away from it in case it falls.
Okay, so you plug it in there, roll your attack.
You're attacking these people?
Yeah, I'm attacking them. I'm so bad at math. 8, 9, 10, 11. 22.
That hits cleanly in the top of the tower, in the beam right below the roof line, and you have a 50-foot rope that you've held on to, and so you have kind of a zip line type of thing ending at you.
I actually stake it into the ground by tying it around a dagger handle.
Okay.
And then putting it into the ground that way, and then I'm standing on it.
Okay, so
So I
you
might be able to hold this large.
roll a sleight of hand check to see if you're able to do this as quickly as...
Yeah, definitely.
How quickly you can do this.
Well, a natural 19 plus 8.
So you're able to, you see him with amazing speed tie this rope around the arrow, shoot it, and as he shoots it, pull the dagger out of his hand, catch the other end of the rope, and begin to tie it and stake it just as it kind of goes taut. And he is there, gets another arrow out, ready to go. Just as Hold grabs the two people who have offered themselves up to him, Hold, with now their extra weight in your hands, you feel the give of the tower, and you have a moment to jump out as quickly as you can. Roll an athletics check.
Can I use shape water to kind of soften the fall?
I'm not falling, honey.
Well, he's gonna
From
what soften
people.
what fall? The people?
Yes.
Okay, so there. Go ahead and roll your athletics check.
17.
And so you leap out,
God bless.
and you're able to contort your body through the opening and adjust yourself midair and land on your feet. Not with both people, not crushing them, and not having taken any damage as you land. As you do this, the ground gives way beneath these two legs, and it sinks in and begins to lurch forward. And it lurches forward and then stops at about a 75-degree angle as you hear the webbing begin to stretch. And the two men left, and they're like, "Oh my goodness! It's going down! What's happening?"
Jump!
And they do jump,
Feather fall.
Grab the rope.
and they float to the ground, land. They quickly run out as the webbing.
Can I pull the rope and the arrow back?
The arrow is stuck fast in there. But as it
Does anyone have it?
falls,
I
and
don't have any left.
it is on the ground,
Oh, it's on the ground. I can grab it.
and you see the webbing is still mostly stuck in here as the mouth of a creature that looks kind of ovoidal, about 5 feet in diameter, opens up and just kind of collects the dirt, and you see rows upon rows of teeth before it retracts into the ground. And you feel the ground shudder underneath all of your feet as these creatures begin to circle around you all.
Well, as soon as that creature's mouth shows, Mylandra would like to cast that suggestion she's been holding.
Okay,
So wisdom save, if they can be charmed.
so
We're
these
gonna find out.
creatures, well, how does suggestion work? Isn't there an intelligence level that they need to have?
If they can
I mean,
bring
these
down a
people
building.
seem pretty intelligent. Things, right?
You can bring down a building.
But that might be under a command.
That's true. If they're under command,
They would
then-
fail the save, but, or this one would fail the save.
No.
That's good. Creatures that can't be charmed are immune to this effect. That's it.
That's all it says. Yeah.
I can't tell it to hurt itself. On a failed save, it pursues whatever course.
Does it have to understand the language, though?
Can't you send ideas instead of words?
That's what I'm.
You suggest course of activity and magically influence. It's magically influenced, so it's
Okay,
and can hear and understand me.
cannot understand you. It does not speak the language.
Wait, does it say that? Where is it?
Cannot or can?
Huh.
I
Cannot.
think it's like.
It has to understand you.
Yeah, it says and can and understand you.
It can hear that. That sucks.
Yeah.
So
Fizzle.
the creature retracts into the ground as your spell is expended, and
And my ray of frost, I also had to finish.
so you can shoot your ray of frost.
Celestial
Yep.
and Elvish.
Yeah, I don't think it speaks celestial.
22.
22.
I didn't read that.
As you shoot it out, the ray of frost, the bluish, greenish ray extends from your hand and explodes right in the vacated spot of the creature as it is retracted. It had 3/4 cover. It would have hit, but you just barely miss as it retracts below the ground.
Can I take an action to double, like to dash, to move and dash to grab my arrow? The rope?
Sure.
What, do you only have 3 arrows?
Rope. The rope. That's 50 feet of rope.
So you pull the dagger out of the ground, run forward, and grab your rope.
Thank you.
I'm gonna yell to them, get out of here, quick! And
So hold. You have 2 people in your hand. The other
Yes,
2
and where are the
people.
other two?
The other 2 people jumped out and are right here next to Sola.
Holt says, on my back.
Okay. And
And
so
then-
you
Like
hold.
I said.
From the start.
They run over and
Wait, we need you.
try to grab onto you. They're going to roll 2 athletics checks. 16 and a 13.
Wow.
They grab on and are holding on to you pretty tight as you begin to run away.
Let's see something like him dash.
I'm
Okay.
not, why
Sorry,
are you running
guys.
away?
Can I jump up on the roof? Sorry.
Leaving your friends to die.
Hold, I assume you were running away with the people. You have to
That's
run.
correct. Back
Okay.
towards the things that already have been destroyed.
How fast do you even move? Like 5 feet at a
Roll an
time?
acrobatics check,
I'm not
Sola.
encumbered with even 800 pounds on me.
Are you serious? That's amazing.
15.
15, you get up there. It's wet and it's slippery, but you're able to get up there and stand as the ground begins to shake more and more as they begin to encircle you.
I'm going to cast Thermology 2 more times. I'm going to have 3 of them going. And
Okay.
I want tremors in every which way to mask. Mostly I'm trying to mask him running.
Sweet.
Okay,
Smart,
very good.
smart.
So you do that, and Hold is running away as the ground beneath the tower erupts up and flips the tower forward. I need Sinclair to make an acrobatics check, or I'm sorry, a deck save.
What are my rolls tonight? Natural 17.
Natural 17, and so you're able to dodge out of the way, and you
I know,
avoid
I'm saying it's a natural.
you avoid the majority of it, but you
That's true.
do take 5 points of bludgeoning damage as you roll to the side and it catches your legs, and you now see behind where the tower was you see this creature emerge, and its
Where am I?
nose comes to a point as its head is slicked back with a almost chitinous shell that is a golden bronze color, and the dirt is kind of flowing off of it. At the same time that one breaks through the ground, another one breaks through the ground behind you, Melcene,
Sorry.
and a third one erupts that was digging on underneath the tower below. On the back
Can we tame one?
of the one that was on the tower, you see what looks to be a man in almost looks like he's dressed in stone, as if his armor is made of the earth itself. It is a grayish brown color. You can't see his face as the armor comes down to a point, much like the Bulette themselves, with a thin opening for his eyes to look through, and he sits astride the Bulette, wielding a spear in his hand, and he yells out a command in a language that you don't understand, and it is directed at these creatures, and they immediately move into the attack. I need everyone to roll initiative.
First battle roll. 11.
So 21 to 25.
22. 23?
21.
Is that possible? 18, 19, 20,
If the math
21,
allows it.
22.
16 to 20.
19.
Vincent, what was my Landra? Did you roll for her?
9,
Okay. 11 to 15.
11.
12. Hold.
Orthos is a 10.
Morthos Melandra was 9. And what's Tony?
8.
8. Okay. Oh, natural 20.
Good for that.
Well, I guess I'm dead. I'm going to repeat.
Guess you're dead.
Well, I mean, that meant technically you guys are dead.
No, from this side, it looks like a little baby dragon.
Oh boy.
They're kind of cute.
Kind of cute.
From like the angle, so like look at the one on the left-hand side, just the profile it has. Looks like a little baby dragon trying to roar, and it's like, "Arr." You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
If it wasn't trying to eat.
Sola, you see these creatures burst out of the ground with their gaping maws and these commands being yelled. Felspar, Quatz, Micah, Fatosimish. And
They have names.
they are directed, he points them at your party here
Okay.
as cold is rushing away. You see this from your perch. I need you to roll one more acrobatics check to see if you're able to maintain your perch as this creature has...
18.
And you do. You're up there, you're fine, and you have this vantage point of everyone.
Am I able to attack the one closest to Melcine?
Here,
Yes. I think
you have
I
a
can
30
hit it.
foot.
Yeah.
You are more than 30 feet away with your
Okay.
radiant blast.
Okay, I'm gonna hit the one that the guy is riding.
Okay,
The animal, not him though.
got it.
Well, try.
Yep,
obviously. 15?
15. You hit it,
Cool.
and the radiant energy dissipates on its armor. You don't seem to have hit it hard enough to actually do damage.
Oh shoot.
And you can roll again.
Yeah, let's try it. 21?
This time, instead of hitting it in its side, broadside, you focus your energy and release the blast, and it hits it right in the face as it looks up at you, and you see there's a scorch mark across its face. You can roll your damage.
Can I do stunning strike?
You need to do a melee attack for that.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
It's right in my phone back this one.
Hey! 9.
9. Very nice.
And then I get another attack. For my bonus.
Okay. Bonus action. Are you...
Actually, can I use patient defense for my bonus action?
Sure, they would have disadvantage on you for the next round.
Yep.
Okay. So you take that bonus action,
Yep.
and you're staying there, I presume?
Yes, please.
Okay, Melcine, you're up.
I would like to
Run away!
cast Ray of Frost on the one in front of me or behind me or whatever. it
Right
is.
here?
Yep.
Yep. Okay, so go ahead and roll your attack.
That will be 23.
23 hits. You zap it right in its open mouth as you see its tongue get covered in ice for a moment as it lashes and breaks the frost bite away, but it seems slightly slower in its movements.
Thanks, Rick.
And that stinks.
Is that 2-1?
Yes. 2.
So it didn't hurt it too much, but it is, so it's
Slow.
10 feet
Yeah.
slower.
Mhm.
Great.
And are you staying there?
I want to move to the south because I'm not in its range.
You are not.
No, yeah, move to the south towards the fields a little bit.
Into the cornfields?
Yes. And I also want to magic my.
Bonus action shillelagh. All right, so you shillelagh and you're hiding in the cornfields. You can kind of still see what's going on. The rows are not.
Can you move me up a little bit? I didn't want to go that far into it. Yep.
Yeah, okay. As they now go up, and this creature that burst out next to Mylandra takes an attack on Mylandra. And it goes to make its bite attack. And that is a 24 to hit.
I guess I don't
You
need
don't even
to
have to
look.
look. Oh.
And she takes 23 points of bludgeoning damage and slashing damage as its maw clamps around Mylandra. And she is hurt very badly. And this one rushes forward and jumps directly on top of Sinclair and Morthos. I need each of you to make dexterity saving throws.
Looks like Sinclair.
Something I'm really really good at that, but it's only 13.
13.
Yep.
That is a failure.
Oh,
And Sinclair?
You're a fail.
Sinclair, what was your deck save?
My deck save is. What would that be?
To
These
roll.
are saves.
Oh, yeah, the plus deck save, sorry. 24.
So you succeed. You take
You're rolling
12.
really well today,
You take
Dakota.
12 slashing damage,
Mhm.
and you roll out of the way, back against the roof. Morthos, you are knocked prone as the creature looms over you. You've taken 24 piercing damage,
that's great.
Oh.
and this last one
Is there a die?
moves up.
Except for you.
Well, before he does that, though, I immediately cast Hellish Rebuke.
Hellish Rebuke. That is a fail. It's an 8 on the save. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Well, that's good. 15.
15. Very good.
I just got bit.
And this one goes to bite Vincent.
I will cast shields.
That is a 20 to hit.
What that means.
Shield is +5, right?
Yeah, so
that
it'll be
meets.
20.
Yep. That is 17 piercing damage and bludgeoning damage to you. And it is now your turn, Vincent.
I will cast slow
Okay.
on everybody in there.
You can get slow on all of them, I believe.
Yep, and the leader guy is gonna get a 2 on his
Okay.
save.
Everyone is slowed. Well, he fails.
The
First
rest have
one.
to roll for wisdom.
That's a natural 20 for the one that he's riding. This one is next. That is a 10. That's a fail.
Yeah,
And then the third one is a 12.
yeah, that's not gonna make it.
Okay, so
And
so these two are slowed,
Wait, the boss hasn't attacked yet? So
as well as. So 3 of the 4 are slowed. So they have -2 AC, and they can only make one attack action per round, and either attack or bonus action. They still have a reaction and opportunity attack, though, right?
let me check.
No, they can't take reactions.
Right, they can't take reactions.
Cannot.
Cannot.
Okay,
God.
so no opportunity attacks.
So I will roll. Which one's not slowed? The one that's.
This one is not slowed, and he is technically adjacent to you.
Okay, then I will Misty Step. To the left.
Over to here, to the
Yeah.
pumpkins.
Yep. And then continue on forever. No, that's it. That's good.
So you are hanging out in the pumpkin field.
Can't miss
Okay.
this stuff.
And it is now the boss's turn, and
Hold on, wait. Unless he has some kind of ability, that's 2 spells.
Is a Misty Step a bonus?
What do you
Misty
mean?
Step is a bonus action spell.
Yeah.
So
oh yeah,
slow,
that's correct.
Misty
I'm
Step.
sorry. Yeah, you can't do a.
Oh, because it's still a spell.
It is bonus
Oh, it's
action,
still
but you
spell.
can't cast 2 spells in the same turn.
Right. Okay.
So
Sorry, dude.
we'll
Thanks,
just say
Holt.
that
I mean,
Let's see.
Oh,
Let's see.
big jerk.
You got.
you
your
can
revenge
run. You can run to there.
for the dad comment.
So you can run there. I mean, you can give disadvantage to hold if you want. No, you can't.
if anyone wants to give disadvantage to hold, they're more than welcome to.
All right,
200
very
bits.
good. Okay, excellent. So the Bulette all swarm out, and the boss sees what's going on, and he sees Vincent, and he says, no, stay and play. And there is an earthen hand that emerges underneath you to clamp you into place.
Uh-huh.
And I need you to
That's kinda
roll a strength saving throw.
I'm good at that.
I want an earthen.
You drink lots of milk.
Oh, I'm sure.
Ooh.
Wow, never mind.
14.
14. You are able to.
I punch it.
It's really good against
wriggle
mages 'cause it's a
away,
strength
and
saving
you resist the earthen grasp
Wow.
beneath you.
I go, no, no, no.
Stronger than you look. And it is now Hold's turn.
Bless you.
Bless you.
You can't do that, Hold. I'm sorry. You can't do that.
Like your boy.
Hold's gonna double move.
Bless you.
Away.
Away.
I don't have any more blessings left, man.
Is there any kind of shelter
So you are off the map as you approach.
back towards where they have already been? Is where he would run.
There is their cart, which has kind of half collapsed in the ground, and several hundred feet away is another home.
And how far am I from that cart?
You've essentially reached the cart.
Oh, good. I'm going to drop them off and say, grab what you can and run back towards Amphail.
I forgot something.
You forgot something?
Since he cast the spell and he's slowed, I would have had to roll to see if it happened
Oh,
this
yeah.
turn or next turn. But since I avoided it, we'll just say this turn.
Okay. Very good.
And so I'll drop them off and say, run back towards Amphail.
You just want us to run there?
Well, can you fly?
No.
Then run.
Okay. And they
We'll meet you when we can.
take off running towards Amphill.
All right.
Okay. Sinclair,
Have we even done any damage yet?
a little bit.
This is silly.
All three of them have taken a
I'm
little
gonna
bit.
action surge, dash
Action surge
Back.
dash back.
towards
Smart.
Okay.
I'm probably still not on the map, but
No, you get back to there.
He's being nice.
okay, that's good.
All right, Sinclair, you are up.
I'd like to. He's next to one. If I move around the top one, kind of around it, but don't leave its thing, can it take an whatever attack on me? An advantage?
This one is not slowed, so it still has opportunity attacks available.
From
to
that
it.
range?
You are technically still adjacent to it because you rolled out of the way. But Morthos is adjacent to it as well.
Okay, so I will attack that one with sneak attack.
Yeah, roll your sneak attack.
So let's,
Well, roll your attack to see if you hit it.
Oh. 10.
You slash at it, and you just your sword screeches against the armor of the Bulette,
Okay,
making
can I
no damage. You can take your
disengage?
off. You can take this disengage bonus action.
I like to disengage to the right.
Yep.
Screw you guys.
So you rush back.
Yeah.
Run away!
Okay. Morthos, you are prone next to the beast.
I will stand up.
Okay, that's half of your movement.
So I will use my bonus action disengage. Actually, do I have to do that with mobility?
You didn't
Not
attack.
if you
I
attack it
right?
first.
You have to attack first, right?
According to this.
When you attack with a spell, is it disadvantage if you're that close, or no?
Exactly.
If it's a ranged attack, yes.
Okay. Then we are just going to take a melee attack at him with our ogre.
Okay, roll your attack.
thing's called.
There is no
Ogre.
adjacent ally,
I
so
know,
no
yeah.
sneak attack.
Wait, the guy is not an ally?
14.
14. Similarly, you strike it, but you don't find any room between its body armor.
All right.
You can now disengage
I will
as a
now
bonus action.
Run my 15 feet backwards, and then I will bonus action dash another 15 feet.
Okay. So you've dashed away, and it is now Mylandra's turn.
Seeing the creatures around her seem to slow around, she's going to position yourself around the Bulette, whatever it's called, land shark. So basically 15 to the left and 20 down and then 5 more over.
Here?
Yes. And she will attempt suggestion on the person who already spoke common to us.
Okay, very
And
good.
She will say, command these beasts, these land sharks, to stand down, and once they are calm, explain to us why you're doing this.
So that's 2 commands. You can give it 1 command.
No. You can give triggers.
Okay.
There is a sentence. If the suggested habit can be completed in a shorter time, the spell ends when the subject finishes. You can also specify conditions that will trigger a special activity during the duration.
Activity.
Yes.
So 1.
So one suggestion.
No, it says you can also specify conditions that will trigger an activity.
Right, but you
So
have
I'm giving a command,
Right.
and there's also a trigger that will.
But you
That
don't
will
make the
cause
trigger.
this.
I mean, you make the trigger, but you don't make the action that requires the trigger.
It doesn't say you may instead specify conditions. It says you can also specify conditions that will trigger a special activity during the duration.
Like the knight can give her warhorse to the first beggar she meets. See, the beggar already existed. And in this case, you saying they have to be calmed, you would have to do that first action first. Like,
I understand, but it says you can also
Well,
specify.
I rolled a natural 20, so
Okay,
even
so he succeeded.
so he succeeded. Yep. So he hears you and he looks at my land and he says, 9. You will die first.
Yeah, she will.
we all shake our heads, yes.
Yeah, that's what she tries.
Okay. Any bonus actions?
She doesn't have any. Oh,
She has
Oh.
several. She can fly. She can heal.
she will
Radiant
thusly use her radiant soul, thus giving her flight speed.
And as she alights into the air, he looks at her and says, "Okay, you will not be the first to die,
And she'll go up as high as she can.
but we will kill you."
Doubt it.
All right, Tony.
More spell slots though.
You will,
So she's
That was.
Oh,
I-
she's a warlock. She only gets
yeah, it
2.
would have been if it would have worked. It would have been great, but unfortunately.
you will do flyby on the guy nearest me.
Okay. So Tony flybys here. I'm just going to put him there just to show who he did the flyby to. And it is now Sola's turn.
Can I hit the guy that the commander was riding?
Without doing Pythagorean theorem, I'm going to say yes, because you're, I think, 6 squares away, which technically wouldn't be, but you can do it,
Okay.
because you're also in the air.
Oh my goodness, 16?
16. It blasts him in the back, and he just kind of looks over his shoulder, and then turns back his attention towards the people in front of him.
Okay.
You can roll your second attack.
Oh my goodness, 15.
This one sails over his head into the cornfield, singeing the stalks in front of you,
Ooh.
Milsine.
Trying to kill you all.
18.
And this time you hit him in the back of the head. And his head flies forward and he snaps it back and he says, "Hashtush," as
I was
he...
hitting the beast.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said him. You
No,
were
the beast that the
Alright,
boss
well-
was riding.
They same
Okay.
thing. You do hurt him this time, so roll your damage.
So let me see, okay.
Savage attacker. 8.
8. All right.
Wait, is he writing that?
He is riding it. Yeah. I just don't have it on there.
No, you're fine.
So, are you staying there, Sola?
For now, yeah.
All right. Milsine, you're up.
Alright, I want to move to the west. The left.
So you're going to the left. How many feet?
Just to the edge of the cornfield.
So you get to the edge of the cornfield. You see
Um,
everyone clearly.
Mm-hmm. Including the guy riding the land shark?
You'd have to step either out farther or up
Step
closer.
One more.
Okay, you can see him there.
Okay.
That's 20 feet of movement.
Okay. I first. How far am I from Morphos? I would like to healing word Morphos first of all. 7.
Okay, Morthos, you get
For
7 hit
Morthos.
points back. That is your bonus action to heal.
And I would like to use Thorn Whip on the guy riding the land shark.
All right, roll your attack.
19.
That hits. Roll your damage.
7.
Okay.
And I want to pull him off the land shark.
Okay. As you do so, you see him hold on to the land shark and resist the movement as the seaweed unfurls from around him, and he seems to be magically bonded to this creature, resisting being forced to move on his own.
Alright.
But he did take damage.
Okay. And I want to move the rest of my movement to the south.
Okay.
Right along the. Yeah.
Okay, so you recede, and it is now the enemy's turn, and you hear him, Quatsch! Schnell! Delspa! Avash! Mika! Kill the wizard. And as he says that, you see this one turn and go underneath the ground, and then the ground erupts from underneath you.
What's good on you?
And
Is he attacking me?
he is attacking you.
Oh, cast shield.
Okay.
Smart.
The slow doesn't actually affect their to hit, just their. Ooh, natural 1.
I could block that.
So you don't actually need to
maybe.
cast shield.
Okay.
And as it goes up in its zeal, it lands prone next to you.
That's amazing for us.
Do you want me to drop an elbow on him?
With what, negative
My
1 strength?
elbow? That's my spell cast.
This one leaps into the air and crashes through the roof and into the toppled tower. And I need you to roll a dexterity save.
19.
You're able to maintain your balance as you fall to the ground and land without taking any damage. As this one goes around and attacks Milcene. And that is a 19 to hit.
Dang it.
And you take 17 points of slashing
That's
damage.
at least 1.
All right, and it is now Vincent's turn.
I will fire chromatic orb at the one that I did flyby on.
Okay, so you have advantage on that attack.
Yeah, I'll do it second level.
Second level.
That's 23, I believe. 24.
Okay, and what type of damage are you doing?
Oh, fire.
All right, as you hit it in its hind quarters where there doesn't seem to be any armor, almost near its rear end, as your chromatic orb, as you spin the diamond and shoot the flame forth, it burns deep into its flesh, and you hear a "Wah!" as it cries out in pain. Sola, you kind of turn quickly to see its rear end getting lit on fire by Vincent's blast. What's your damage?
Nice.
5, 10, 14 total.
14 total. Very good.
Hold and Vinny by Millsman27 and Melcene.
Yeah.
All of you.
Yeah, Eli.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Kindly, thank you so much.
Millsman, how about
Nope.
some DM love, huh, brother?
How about don't give the DM love since we're almost dead? Thank you.
You know, just kind of give that right on over here.
None to Morthos. That was specifically said.
And then,
Or the DM. Well, thank you
then
so
I'd
much.
like to move away from that.
At least he's not giving me disadvantage.
Yeah.
I'm moving away from the one that's prone.
Okay. Where?
Like diagonally down and to the left.
Okay. Very good. As the boss sees what's going on,
Disadvantage. It's okay, man. We appreciate everything.
Oh, and you have to roll for. You have to roll their wisdom for.
oh, I gotta do that again?
Millsman.
Did you already roll that?
I did not.
Okay.
All right, so this one's the boss. Natural 20.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say something really appropriate.
I mean, you don't have to roll
That
it.
boss just keeps rolling.
That was at the end of his turn, though, right? Or is it at the beginning?
Makes another wisdom saving throw at the end of each of its turns.
Okay, so its turn is right now, so we'll put.
Okay.
He'll still be slowed this round.
100 to Morthos. 100 to Sola.
3 to the prone one, and a 9 to the other one, so they both fail.
Cool.
So he, atop his mount, he can kind of see over the corn, and he sees the grouping over here of you three,
Thank you. I appreciate it.
and and all of a sudden you all feel a rumbling beneath your feet as the ground shoots up into the air. And I need Hold, Sola, and Sinclair to make a dexterity saving throw as the earth erupts beneath you with stone and dirt and steam, and the rain, the mud just explodes into all your faces.
26.
Sola, you pass.
I would hope with a 26.
Sinclair,
18.
18, that passes. And Hold,
9.
9
boy.
fails. So,
You have a
I wasn't going to use it on that.
so that is 12 damage to Sinclair and Sola, and 24 damage to Hold.
Oh boy.
As the ground around you is now in this 30 by 30 square, now considered, actually it's a 20 by 20 square.
Difficult terrain.
Actually, you know what?
Was he
Hold,
casting a
I'm
spell?
sorry, I couldn't get you in that because it's a 20, so you take no
Excellent.
damage.
That's right.
Wow.
I miscounted, so it's only 20 by 20. So
Stop here,
it, but
man.
this whole area right here is now considered rough terrain.
Was he casting a spell?
Yes, but
Oh, he broke it. Well, he didn't break it yet.
he breaks at the end of this thing. Is it any spell? Does it have, or even if it's coming from like an item?
No, it doesn't matter.
So I have to roll a what to see if it casts this round?
If it,
I rolled an 18, so you cast it this round.
Well,
He just
hang
stopped
on.
rolling.
I think I roll.
No, he's the one who has to roll the.
Cast spell. It says
When you get
11
hit.
or higher.
Don't look
Okay,
at me.
I rolled an
But
18.
I'm going to give you an 8.
Was it a one action?
It is one action. Okay, so then he does not cast it, so none of you take any damage.
Oh, God.
So it'll happen next turn.
It'll happen
crap.
next turn.
Wait, so I don't take damage?
So he'll get to direct
Happy.
it someplace else next turn, unless his concentration is broken. So he is now concentrating on this spell for one round.
Okay.
So you guys don't take any damage. Good catch.
Thank
Vincent,
you.
well done. And it is now Hold's turn.
That's amazing.
Hold is going to run at that guy.
Hold runs toward
Yep.
the Bulette.
Yep. And he's going to attempt to grapple it
Okay, roll your strength contest.
with inspiration. Just because he looks strong to me.
So he's used your first inspiration. You have one left.
I have another one? No, I already used the first
Oh.
one.
Oh,
This
okay.
is the one he
Oh,
just
okay.
gave me.
Then you.
27.
10. He is grappled as He has crashed through the broken tower, and you reach out and grab his front leg and then reach up around his neck and almost have him in like a headlock as its maw is clamping at you but can't break through your iron grip.
That's right. And then I will take my shield and attempt to take one of his legs out and knock him
And
over.
bash him to the ground.
Yep.
Okay, another strength contest.
Come on, baby. 29.
12.
And then,
He is prone.
prone beast, I will punch.
Okay, very good. Roll your
Oh,
attack with advantage.
Come on, crit. 26.
That hits.
Dang.
Roll your damage.
Come on, baby.
Wow.
Just a measly 10 fist damage.
And so as you headlock him and then shield bash his foot over to the ground, it lands over on its stomach, its entire underbelly exposed, and you smash right into its chest as its ribs crack under the weight of your blow, and you reel back for your next attack as it is just trying to wriggle free of your strength. Good turn. Sinclair, you are up.
I go up to the same one, so kind of right above hold, and pull out my short sword, and I say, just like we said. And I go for with advantage. Wait, or does it automatically have advantage because it's on the ground?
Automatically advantage.
Thank God. I go for the so with the advantage it already has with sneak attack.
Yep.
So 26.
It hits. Roll your damage with sneak attack.
I have 3.
Is your sword a 6?
Sword is a 6. Nice.
I'm gonna tell everyone who
13,
cares.
14, 15,
That's how I'm gonna get at
18 damage.
him. He cried when
Thank
someone
you.
got hit. I'm gonna spread rumors about you that you cried when
You
somebody
tell
got
me that
hit.
in game, I'm gonna kick you in the groin.
All right, and so
How much you cared
following
and saved everybody's
Following the
lives.
punch
Freaking
on
freak.
the Bulette, you followed up with your short sword to the same section, and you gash a hole down its central as its entrails begin to pour out.
Ripper!
You have a bonus action.
I would like to use the bonus action to hide.
Okay. Okay. Where are you trying to hide?
To the right.
Okay. So you kind of jump behind the tower
That-
and hide in there.
To the right. To the right. On the map. Like 2 spaces to the right.
Over here.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Very good.
I still want to be able to see.
Sure. Absolutely. And Morthos, you are now up.
Do I have to roll for hide? For
Yes.
Stealth? Yeah.
No roll.
16. I mean, it's better than nothing. 'cause
Okay.
it's plus
Very
11.
good.
It's true.
I will run
He's a sneaky guy.
right up in front of the creature.
Nice. Luckily that
And I will cast.
going better, but who's the worst again?
You're gonna cast Green Flame Blade.
All right. So you can get he and the rider. Which one are you attacking?
Can they not
The
or is it just further distance?
we'll attack the beast. Actually,
Mage Signature.
can I move? Do I have enough movement to move to the other side? And I'll actually. Is Melcine within 5 feet of the rider as well?
Melcine is within. Technically, they're yes.
Same.
Yeah,
so
they're,
then I
you're
wanna
all
move
together.
to the other side, and I'll attack the rider.
Well, he's on top, so you're.
Is it really?
Yeah,
I mean,
You don't
you're,
have to be
you're
on the
all.
other side.
He's technically like up here.
Oh, I got you. All right. So then I'm attacking the rider.
Get him.
We need accurate miniatures, Matt. We need to cut them and glue
We
them
need a little saddle, please.
I'm
26.
sorry.
next week. That's all it's gonna be. That's all it's worked into again.
26.
What was the attack?
26.
26 hits. Roll your damage.
Love it.
I love it. Alright, so it's that one. Plus that one.
That's on the rider.
Yes. And then this one is on the creature. So
Make sure you're separating out the fire damage from the
well, they're
piercing
all
damage.
fire damage, aren't they?
No, it's there's a D6 of it that's fire damage or whatever the damage is from the actual. It's all magical, but it's only
I
only
gotcha.
part of its.
Only the,
Yeah.
all right.
What would it
well,
be
it's only-
considered then?
Only 8 of it
Piercing.
is actually 8 on him and 4 on the creature.
Okay, so 4 on the creature, 8 on him.
And then he also takes 10, 15, 16,
Wow.
plus,
That's great. Plus.
5, or no, plus 6. So he takes another
22.
22.
Okay.
And then I will,
As the fire burns through his chest and extends to the beast, and as your blade, you punch it through his stony armor and twist it, you can feel the stony armor resisting your blade. You still damage him, but it's not quite as, you're not able to twist it and gouge it like you normally can.
alright.
Oh yeah, the wood armor thing.
And then I will, I will take the dodge action.
Okay, you take the dodge action. Very good. And we're back to Mylandra, who is flying about 10 feet above the fray, watching all of this go on, bird's eye view.
Sorry.
Dive attack.
Mylandra is going to get about 45 feet up in the air.
Okay, so she goes up higher. She has 30 feet of fly speed, right? So she's 40 feet in the air.
And she will reach up to the heavens and sacred flame the one that's on the ground.
This one here?
Nope. The
This-
one that is prone. Yes,
Here.
right
All right,
there.
so disadvantage on that
And what? I don't know why it has disadvantage.
because it's prone.
Okay, but it also has -2 to his dex save.
It does.
And
And
it's still slowed, hopefully.
yes, it is still slowed. So that is a 6.
Yay!
Fails. You can roll your damage.
1d8 radiant plus 1d. What is the extra damage? It doesn't.
It's just
say
2d8.
Oh, 2d8, dang.
for the flying. The
Oh,
radiant
for
soul?
the flying, it's
Is it a 6? I think it's a 6. We'll say it's a 12.
yeah, no, I think it's
If you
just
don't know,
it's just a
20,
flat
right?
number. It's like plus whatever your
Next week.
No, it doesn't say on here. I don't know why. Oh, here. Nope. No. Oh. One of my attacks and my spells.
Equal to her level.
yeah. I thought that's what it was gonna. I think it's just plus 4.
Cool. Yep. So. So 7 radiant damage.
Okay, and so as it is, the creature is prone. You call down the sacred flame on its exposed underside, and it just radiates and sears its entire belly with searing radiant energy, and it lets out a and it is not happy about that, but I can't do anything to you up in the air, and it is now Tony.
He will distract the
Yes.
land shark that the guy is riding on.
Okay, so he distracts the land shark there, and Sola, you are up again.
I'd like to get into flanking position by the boss. I have 40 feet of movement, so I can get there.
Okay, so you get. Are you flanking with Morthos?
Sure.
That sounds awful.
Either one matter. Doesn't
Okay,
matter.
so you are flanking with Morthos.
Okay. I am going to attack the boss and use stunning strike. I have to call that first, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I get advantage. and
Well, you can, if once you hit, you can determine if you're going to use stunning
oh,
strike.
Great.
Yep.
And then I'm going to use my inspiration on that too.
Okay.
Do I
well,
have to call
you don't
it
need to
beforehand?
because you
Okay.
already have advantage with the flanking.
But if I doesn't hit, then can I say advantage?
You cannot. You can't give
Okay.
yourself triple advantage
That's what I thought.
without elven accuracy.
Got it. Okay.
On your team.
25.
25 hits. Roll your
I'm going
damage.
to use stunning strike.
Okay, so I have to roll a resistance. It's what is it? Constitution.
It's not written on here. You just told me I had it, and I just penciled it in.
It's whatever your there is a save. Right
Right here.
right
Ability save
here.
DC.
Ability save.
14.
14. Wisdom.
Yeah.
13.
Yay!
Right? We appreciate
Okay,
it.
and then I'm going to attack him.
Nice.
Noise.
9.
9 damage.
And then
As you bludgeon him, He
Not as effective.
freezes underneath your blow, but you can't quite get your
Yep.
full oomph into it as his stone armor resists your attack.
Fair enough. I'm going to then use my second attack to hit the beast.
Okay, roll your attack with advantage.
19.
19 hits.
Woo!
Roll your damage.
Also stunning strike.
3. So both of them are stunned
Wow.
for this round.
That's amazing.
You're welcome. I figured Melcine was getting pretty low.
That's monks. That's what monks
I'm
do.
going to savage attack that one.
Okay,
No boss damage is fantastic.
That is 11.
11.
And then my bonus action, I'm going to attack again.
Yeah, roll your attack. So you have 2 key points left, right?
Yes,
Yep.
correct. Crit!
Awesome.
I think this is over.
Hooray!
So roll your damage.
I doubled my damage, right?
You roll double the dice and then add your attack modifier.
Okay.
If it's prone. Is prone equal to stun when it
11.
comes to advantage?
It's all advantage. Yep, 11 total. Okay. So you rush up and the boss doesn't see you as you jump up and Superman punch him in the back. His head kind of goes forward and then his body is stuck fast. In one fluid motion as you come down, you elbow the creature in its spinal cord, cracking through the armor plating, and it gets frozen into place. As you land in a 3-point stance, you sweep the ground and you hit it right at the knee as its little stubby leg buckles under the blow, and it's kind of just limping on the ground as you stand up ready to unleash your next flurry of blows. Well done.
Thank you.
Melcine, you're up.
Well, she totally changed everything that I was planning.
I gave you her hit.
No,
and
it's
I'm
good.
like,
It's good.
don't kill our healer!
So it is stunned. So if I back up, there will be no opportunity attack.
That is correct.
And you
Technically, it's stunned. Oh, that one's not
It's stunned
slowed.
until my turn.
Until the end of your turn.
Right.
Yep.
said. So you said that it was magically
Delicious.
kind of bonded with this animal.
It can't get pulled off.
Correct.
So if I tried to spell magic, I'd have advantage.
Roll an Arcana check.
Just don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it.
9.
You're not quite sure how the nature of the magic would work.
Okay.
You just know that as you whipped him before,
Uh-huh.
he braced himself
Uh-huh.
and was able to kind of
Whip it.
resist the forced movement of your blow, of your seaweed whip.
Uh-huh. All right.
Still try.
I'm still going for it.
Go for it.
Yeah.
And I have advantage, right?
You do because he's stunned.
Oh my god.
Can you stop rolling? Just in general. It's a 7 and a 6.
So let's go with 12.
So you unleash your seaweed and it wraps around his arm, but as the rain has been coming down, drenching you, it doesn't gain traction and just slips right off of his statuesque form.
Dang it.
You rolled any.
His eyes just going
Yeah.
confused
It's
face.
like seaweed whacking his face. And he's like,
I do want to move back 10 feet. And I also, well, can I see Sola? Can I see her?
You kind of see her
Like
through
enough to use a balm of,
Sure. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
excellent.
So you can give her how many d6 you can give her?
Just 1.
1d6?
Oh, I'm sorry. You get 1 plus 1.
Okay.
I don't have any
Soul
health.
is fully healed, but
What?
you have
I'm fully healed.
What?
But
You-
I didn't take a hit.
You didn't take a hit when you were up there and you fell?
No, she maintained. She
I
passed all of her
maintained,
saves.
yeah.
But
Let's pretend.
And I also have
I apologize.
slow fall. I'm sorry.
it's
No
okay.
worries.
You should have been
And
checked me first.
it is. It
When you
is
fell, I thought you got hurt.
now
No.
the enemy's turn.
And then when it
These
blew up,
guys
I
are
was
stunned, so
but-
can't move. He
Very
is
good.
prone and grappled, so he can't move unless he breaks the grapple, which he is going to attempt to do.
Go. Go.
So go ahead and roll your strength check.
22.
22. He meets it and is able to wriggle free of your grapple.
What? I thought advantage goes to hold.
No, he's trying to pass. So in meeting the, if he would have tried to grapple him, if he was
Then yeah.
if he was the one who was instigating the action, he would have been able to grapple him, because he's instigating the action to break free. He meets it and
Okay.
he's able to wriggle free, and he burrows underground.
Oh, is that an action?
Wait, wouldn't
That
the
is
wriggle
his
be the
action to break free, and then his movement is to burrow underground.
Can he do both? Is he prone?
He is prone.
So wouldn't he have to stand up first? Which would take away half of his movement speed?
He burrows underground,
But he's also
You don't-
slowed, right?
which doesn't affect his movement speed,
yeah,
does it?
half movement.
Half movement?
Yeah.
So he's like, what, 5 underground?
No,
So-
he,
Because
half movement
half to
get
stand.
up, and that would be it for his movement.
Well,
Please
it's,
be right.
he is under. I'm
call
just saying he's underground. You don't know
Okay.
how far below ground
Alright.
he is.
Okay.
But
I was just
if he was
prepared for you to get up.
prone, half movement to stand up, he
Which
should
was
be able
the
to.
one that
Because he's prone and he's burrowing,
He's already on the
he's
ground.
already on the ground.
Oh,
He doesn't need
okay.
to stand up.
What I
Uh-huh.
can do is I'm going to go to the extra.
Hey, he's
Which
the
was the one
DM,
that
what
I
the hell?
Are you before me or
What?
after me?
Which was the one
You're
that I
before me.
saw?
I was just ready for that to happen.
That only lasts one round.
One round.
Yep.
So you can't go
The other one, which is also prone, stands up,
Oh, good grief.
Yeah.
Oh, it's underground.
I saw
and
it.
that is his movement to stand up. He does not burrow,
Okay.
but he cannot move any further.
Right.
Each of them now make a save for the slow,
Yeah.
and that is a what is it?
16? Is yours?
You tell me.
No, is it a con? What's the
Oh, wisdom.
wisdom? It's a 13, which fails, right?
What's yours?
And a 4. So they both are still slowed.
I know what it is. Keep it.
Okay.
Don't tell him.
But he knows what it is. He knows everything. What, are you kidding me?
Why are you keeping us?
For the sake of the viewers,
Yeah, it's 15.
yes,
Thank you, and Dakota.
I have it right here.
I wanted to know.
All right, so that is the enemy's turn, and good round and well played in your
Good job, Steve.
your
And Cat.
yes
Team and Cat.
team and cat. Well played in your
Attacking is done on
tactics
stun.
to
No,
keep them all
they're
at
stunned
bay.
no matter what,
Vincent,
but
you're
end
up.
of my turn.
Okay.
Which is great.
I will cast magic missile on the boss.
Okay, roll your level 1, I assume.
Yeah.
3, 4 plus 3,
Ooh, it's pretty good. 7, 10, 11, 12, 13.
13. That's
Nice.
great.
We
Is
like
that
that.
bludgeoning damage?
As the 3 motes of energy it
Weakened.
come into existence around your hand, they circle your hand as you point at the stunned, statuesque stone figure atop the Bulette, and they shoot off towards him, exploding into his back as the force energy erupts into him, and you just hear a groan of pain as his body can't move in reaction. Are you moving at all?
I will move 20 feet back to the left.
Okay, so you move to the left.
Yeah, actually gonna jump on the hall.
And it is now the boss's turn. He is stunned. He can't do anything. Hold, you're up.
That's such a great.
When I
That's
look
so
down the
great.
hole, do I see the creature?
Roll perception.
Definitely MVP.
6?
You do not.
I can't see 10 feet down. 15
It's
feet down.
collapsed in behind him
Okay.
as he's burrowed down.
Do I just do it?
You don't know how far in he is, but you don't
Start
see
digging!
anything.
Oh
He
my
weighed 250, man. Good
gosh.
job. He's 250.
I dive in the hole.
Oh my
Okay,
word.
so you dive in the hole and reach into the dirt,
Yeah, I'll be fine.
and you feel the wriggling legs of the creature
Alright, I'm
moving
grabbing
ahead.
him. I'm trying to grab the legs.
Okay,
Good.
so
Well,
roll
that
your
makes
athletics
sense.
check with disadvantage,
Let
which
me just say,
I
I'm
forgot to do up to
imagining-
this point.
I'm imagining Hoff kind of going like almost like a worm
How long
through.
am I Bane for?
You don't know how the curse works.
You're right, I don't.
Holt hasn't even figured it out yet.
16.
26. I rolled a natural 20 this time.
Of course.
So,
Well, as he wriggles away, I attempt to grab his other foot.
okay,
Is that Dex or no? I
that's
guess it
strength.
doesn't matter.
It's strength.
19.
22.
Oh, jeez.
Don't you add anything to that 19?
I
He's
have
got to roll at disadvantage. It's opposing athletics checks.
Wait, why is it disadvantage?
Action search.
You already used
We
it.
don't actually know.
And then
Okay.
I will,
Did something happen to him?
for the fun of it, smash him with my shield.
Okay,
Hopefully pushing his face into the dirt below him.
so roll
Make
your.
him choke on the dirt.
He's
Okay, very
Eats
good.
dirt.
Roll your actually
pretty
strength.
hurt.
Disadvantage?
Opposing. Yeah, disadvantage.
22.
16.
I don't know what it did. He's prone in the ground.
He's stuck.
That's it.
All right,
I wanted to choke on the dirt in front of him.
Sinclair, you are up.
I say bombs away, and I jump into the hole to hold on the hole to stab the thing repeatedly with a sneak attack.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Roll your attack with disadvantage.
2 people are
'Cause
gonna
you
get.
don't-
I'm gonna use my advantage to
You're
make
gonna,
it
like,
normal.
get
Normal.
through the
All right, very
ground.
good.
Get him. Nice.
15, 16, 17, 19, 21, 22, 23.
23 does not hit.
Wait.
As it has
Do
3/4. No,
No, it's prone.
It does hit. It does hit
At minus 2 AC.
because it's minus AC.
This is intriguing.
Yeah, this one is slowed,
Yep,
so he
minus
hits at minus 2 AC.
Nice.
Yeah, roll your damage with sneak attack because you have an adjacent ally.
And the dice.
Well done.
Oh, yeah. You still have it. No.
No, it took it from me.
Kill it.
That's amazing.
18.
18, excellent. So you dive in.
Rip off.
You dive in after Hold as Hold is trying to pull at its feet, gets frustrated and just bashes the dirt. You look at him and you're like, what? You jump in and just begin to stab at the dirt, and you feel a satisfying squish as you were able to pierce its hindquarters in some sensitive area.
Ouchie.
Yeah.
Spay and neuter your pets. Where's the camera?
All right, you have a bonus action if you care to use it.
I
As
would,
you've used your full movement to get down in there.
Yeah.
So you're stuck.
No, I'm not. I would like to use my disengage / dash to jump out and
Okay.
land back just right above. So right where Hold was basically.
Okay. So you are above ground. Hold is in the hole there, and it is now Morthos' turn. You are flanking with Sola.
Yeah, so I will.
Stay on your back and just stab people.
We will cast Green Flame Blade again, but we'll attack the creature this time.
Okay, roll your attack.
Like how he's saying we.
He
Let's
is
do it together.
stunned, so you have
Oh,
advantage.
yeah.
We, huh?
Yeah. It's like he has 2 people or
Yeah,
something.
It's odd.
Check his pockets.
That would be a unnatural 20.
That hits. Roll your damage.
These land sharks are nothing.
First one
You
will
are
be
you're
I'm taking
doing
that
your
10K from you.
8. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, right.
So
field
Eat
controls.
the rider will take 7
On me.
7.
fire.
Nice, good roll with that.
Yeah, the creature will take 8
8.
fire.
And how much piercing?
And 11, 12, 13, 17.
17 total.
17 piercing, yes.
Plus 8 fire.
Plus 8 fire.
So 25 total. Okay.
It's so pretty.
Yeah.
And you pierce into its side right above one of its legs where there's an opening, and you feel like you have hit some vital organs in there as blood
Nice.
spatters out of its mouth, and it staggers a little bit under its strained and paralyzed body,
I
not
will
being
take
able to
the
move.
Dodge action.
Taking the dodge action. Very good. Mylandra is up.
What's that?
Maybe we only need it.
Rangers up.
Oh! Mylandra sees everyone getting stunned, but looks at the other creature over there, and she will, now that it's standing up, she will shoot it with
Eldritch Blast.
2 Eldritch Blasts or 3?
2.
2.
Go ahead and roll your attack.
Each time knocking it further back.
Absolutely. Roll your attack.
Ooh, 25.
That hits.
Or 24 and 23.
Both hit.
Yay.
2d10 plus 10.
Plus
Plus 8. 2d10
4.
plus 18.
plus 4 radiant.
Is it? No, it's 1 attack per round, right?
Yeah, just
So
one of them.
2d10 plus 14.
2, 6.
20 total?
20 total and 20 feet back.
20 damage. Nice work, man.
I didn't do it.
Sure. Mylandra, thank you. Good job. If you're watching this, thank you.
And then, Mylandra would like to medicine check. The cat.
Go ahead and roll medicine check for Mylandra.
No. Oh yeah, I have to do that. 16.
16 health. Like half.
Yep.
So you don't look too good, and you're covered in dirt now.
I would have been almost dead if that one hit went through.
And so she will fly 60 feet to him.
Towards him?
Yep.
30 feet.
How much did you say you have? 60? I mean, it's only, I'm not that far away.
So you are 40 feet up in the air, and
It is 30.
and you are 30 feet. You
I did
basically
not
fly in
make
a straight line. You are 40 feet above him, and you are not within range to use your...
Okay.
Yep. Okay, Tony.
He will.
He's currently has... She had previously distracted...
Land shark.
Yep.
And he's stunned.
He is currently stunned till the end of Sola's turn.
Right. He will keep distracting that one.
Okay. Distracted. Sola, you're up.
Alright, I'm going to... More of those did a lot of damage. Let's do the same thing I just did. Okay, I'll first attack to the boss.
Okay, roll your attack. With advantage.
Oh! It's gonna be a miss.
What was it?
With a 11.
So you hit him 3 times. In your zeal, you go for a kill shot, uppercut. And you go with your left hand, which is the hand that you're not used to punching with quite yet, and you just compensate the distance, and you swing past him and miss.
Second attack.
Are you attacking him again?
Yeah.
Okay, you contort your body around in motion to hit him with the back of your heel as you do kind of a hurricane kick.
Yep.
And swing over his head a second time. As your momentum begins carrying you down, you have time for a third kick, unless you want to use a flurry of blows.
Depends on what he says.
Yeah, that's true.
No, I don't.
Then you make your attack on him again.
Yeah, but I mean, like a human would.
19.
And that does hit.
This.
As you kind of scissor him with your other leg.
Savage attacker with it. I'm gonna use Stunning Strike on the boss again.
That is a 17 on the die.
Dang it.
So he resists the stun.
And that was a 10.
10 damage.
Yeah.
Which he again resists.
We don't know how much he resists.
But
I was just trying
No
to
one's
He-
ever seen this type of
as
armor
as
before.
your turn comes to an end, you see him begin to breathe again, and he yells out, "Feldspar!"
I was just trying to stun him again.
And it is the enemy's. I'm sorry, Melcine's turn.
I would like to cast Frostbite on the land shark,
Okay, which one?
the one in front of me.
Right here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's a Constitution save,
Yep.
and it's a 13.
Okay.
What's your spell save DC? 14? 15?
It is 16.
He fails.
So
So you can roll
Plus
2d6.
7.
Nice. And he has disadvantage on his next attack.
Correct.
All right.
Nice.
And I also, can I medicine check Morthos?
Yeah. Roll your medicine check.
17.
Thank you.
17. Morthos, you can tell how much health you have left.
28.
As you look at him, you see that he's taken a good shot, but he's still got some verve and vigor.
Alright, well then I'll do a Bone of Summer Corpse.
Okay.
So 4 plus 1.
So he takes 5 health back. Very good. As the enemies go, this guy who has the disadvantage lashes out at Morthos, who is taking the dodge action, so has a disadvantage anyway. And that is 2 15s, so 22 to hit.
Sure.
Jeez. On
Okay.
disadvantage.
Wait, who's doing the attacking?
The Bulette.
I will take uncanny dodge then.
Amen.
Okay.
Smart.
Because of the owl.
That is 26 piercing, halved to 13 for you.
I don't know how far down I
And Sola, the boss turns to you. She's not here.
am. It's not the boss's turn yet.
Oh, thank you. He does not turn to you.
15.
Um,
About 15 feet down.
Tell me like that.
Speak to Chintown.
Yeah.
And I was 15 feet away.
Sinclair, you feel the ground underneath you
Damage happened.
erupt as this creature comes out next to you. Hold, you kind of feel it, the ground around you moving. He erupts and goes to land on top of you. I need you to make a dex saving throw.
17.
17 passes as you dodge out of the way.
Sweet.
And you take...
I need you to bite to the dirt. Oh, should I uncanny dodge?
You can't. This is a... If you had evasion, you could. You take 31 halved to 15.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
15 piercing damage as its claws scrape you, but you avoid the blunt of the damage, the brunt of the damage.
Your mini looks like it's holding a guitar.
That's what it is. It's not a short sword. It's a guitar.
That's what
Okay.
it looks like from this far away.
You're not even in chat.
Yeah.
All right,
No, I don't have
and
the video going.
Oh.
this one now, you see him disappear under the ground.
Oh no, you did nothing. I'm not turn. Someone's audio to play.
I want inspiration.
Holds like, please, inspiration.
And he erupts under the ground, and I need Sola to make a dex saving throw.
Isn't he half movement?
Yeah, he's still slowed
How did you get that far?
because he took a dash action.
Oh.
Crit!
Natural 20.
Yep.
Nice.
Thank God.
That's why he doesn't get the attack.
She just doesn't fall in the hole.
I actually use my boots to just kind of keep me floating.
So
for a good
that's
second.
35 points of piercing and slashing damage, halved down
He didn't
to
say.
17.
Half down to.
When you see him, because he came from the ground. Okay, that makes
I critted.
17.
Jumped
She
out of the
did more than-
cornfield.
Nope. Take
He
half.
was halved and he didn't hit a crit though. Shouldn't I get less? Because I critted?
No.
Sadly, that's not how crits work in
You made
this
a good
case.
argument, but
We
I
appreciate
thought
the
so.
effort.
What am I, minus 17?
But you are currently straddled by these creatures as they now flank you.
Yes.
And Vincent, it is your turn.
Oh,
I
she's
will
fine.
magic
Right
missile
after
the
striking us.
boss again.
Okay, roll your 3d4 plus 3.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Get out of the hole.
11 damage.
Yes.
Froggy boots.
Okay. He turns and sees you. Feldspar! And he points in your direction. And as he says that, he turns to Sola, who has been wailing upon him. And he takes 3 spear attacks against
Oh, boy.
Sola.
3.
Boom, boom, boom. That was at least one number.
So first one is a natural 20.
Hey-oh, you're dead.
Second one is a
Natural 20.
10.
No.
Miss.
Third one is a
Please hit. Please miss.
22.
Hit.
You'll be alright.
You can't come back with one less hand.
Stubby hands.
Can't have
My
it.
legs.
You take 15 piercing damage as he drives his spear
nice.
into you twice, and then the third one misses. And it is now Hold's turn.
A hold will jump up. He is right underneath this thing.
Yep,
And will grab
yep. Going for
his
the...
legs and hopefully
grapple?
smash his... Yeah.
Okay, roll your athletics with disadvantage.
Ridiculous. 15.
22.
And I don't know how far down I was, but I'm going to attempt to
I'm going to say, as part of that, you kind of stepped up out of the hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. And then I will
You can't see me?
then shield bash him to the ground.
Yep.
22.
25.
Come on, dude.
Matt.
And then with all the rage, attempt to grapple his mouth closed.
Yep.
My weakened state. 14.
21. All right. As you take
Nothing
your
happened.
turn,
Oh, that's true.
you slip off of him as his toned, muscular, armored body resists your grapples and your shield bashing. You sense in this whole milieu of action that your body is just not operating optimally, that there's something off, there's something wrong. You don't know what, but
I think his name is Matt.
Yeah.
there's a disease called Matt. All right,
Heard of it before.
Sinclair, you're up.
From all the damage we've done, how is the monster, like how, visually just the monster is looking pretty rough?
All three of the monsters look pretty battered and beaten. There is blood streaking from several of the opened wounds in their bodies, but they are bestial creatures that are following the commands of their master, and they don't seem to be abating anytime soon.
I mean, technically though, if we killed it, it would be dead, right? It wouldn't still keep acting?
I mean, frick me, you
You
don't
can
know.
ask it.
It'd be like, Mal?
I can ask it.
I will
I am your
take...
god. Stop
I'm
attacking
able
us.
to take... Okay, take a dagger, right?
Yeah.
Wrap the rope around it, stab it, and then try to tie up its claws. Including that could count as a bonus action. Then.
So roll roll your attack.
15.
15,
If you move down,
because
you
it's
can flank him.
slowed, hits. So roll your sleight of hand.
Well, you're on the other side, so it does count. It does count as a
He
sneak
gets
attack.
sneak attack.
Yeah, because it's right next to it. So roll my sleight of hand.
Yep.
Natural 20.
Oh, smack.
Okay, roll your damage.
All the sixes.
I'll use one. I've been rolling decent. About 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
18.
Yes.
Okay, you pierce the dagger into its mouth, and you embed it deep into the top of its palate and twist it in, and then you take the rope and try to hog tie it around the mouth. It's a massive maw that is trying to resist you, and so you were fast enough to do this. I need you to roll an athletics check to see if you are strong enough to force the creature's mouth shut with the rope.
Does it have to be? Oh, okay. 21.
16.
I roll
You
okay.
are able
Hold.
to
Is embarrassed.
lash its mouth shut.
Can I be technically like on top of its mouth, like riding it like hog-tied? Like I hog-tied it. I'm on top of it.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what
So
I'm
you're
doing.
going to, you're kind of on.
So if it moves, I move.
You're
Fucking Bronco.
okay. Very good.
Just like that.
Morthos, you're up.
Yeah,
Gonna go under it.
green flame
Take
blade
you with
on
it.
the creature again.
Roll your attack with
Just like
advantage.
Oh,
Oof.
not good.
The older crowd got
At least
that.
I have the. So it would be 15.
That does not hit. This one is not slowed. As you hit the armor and your sword just harmlessly slides off.
Then
only had one bad roll tonight.
I will take the dodge action as my bonus
Okay,
action.
very good. You're staying there.
You're like, same.
Mylandra is up.
Oh man. Mylandra will. She saw the creature below her come straight up from the ground. She will kind of go over top of the one next to Hold that's now wrapped up.
Okay.
And she's going to Eldritch Blast the one behind her away from Sola.
Okay. Roll your attacks.
Smart.
Come on, baby. 23.
23 hits. Roll your damage. Or your second attack.
Oh, 11.
Does not hit. So just 1d10 plus 9.
That's right. Come on, baby. That is a 10.
10 plus 9? Or you roll the
10
1 plus
total.
10 total. Very
Roll
good.
the one.
I roll a 1.
So you
And 10 feet
blast
away.
it.
Look, we're just happy it moved.
That means it's
10
not
feet
flanking
back
anymore,
from
so-
Sola. She is no longer flanked.
Thank God.
And
Yeah.
Tony, I assume you're going to
He's gonna
distract
fly by
That's really
the
good for her.
boss.
Oh, for
the boss.
She's
okay?
gonna healing light herself, healing hand herself.
Okay, she does that. So
I don't-
healing hand.
I have one health.
That's her level. So 4 hit points from her Aasimar heritage.
There it is. Yeah.
As she just heals herself for 4 points. Sola, you're up.
Since I'm not flanked anymore, I'll go
So you have
for-
1 key point left.
I do. Yep. I'm gonna go for attack on the beast.
On the beast, roll your attack with advantage.
Whoops.
20.
20. That hits.
8.
8. Okay.
I didn't realize she had this.
And you're on top of the bees.
Second one.
Good berry.
One game.
No.
19.
But I would
19
like to
hits. Roll your damage.
So much better.
10.
10.
Still up.
I'm scared of my good rolls.
Third one on the beast. That'd be 20.
That hits.
Savage attack. 10.
Maybe next time.
So you find the weak spot where it has been bludgeoned several times by you, and you just begin pounding, 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 and your fist breaks through its flesh into its kind of underbelly,
Nice.
and
This would taste good.
as you pull your hand out, the entrails just begin to fall out. It is staggered and up, but looks on the brink of going down.
Oh, jeez.
As Melcine, you are up.
Okay. I
I'm
would
hoping if he
like.
goes down, the boss will go down too.
So I've never upcast Healing Word before, but it's still a bonus action, right?
Correct. It would
Okay.
just be instead of 1d4,
I have
it's
two
2d4,
Okay.
3d4. Yep.
All right. In that case, I would like to use my throwing club on the beast in front of me.
Okay. Roll your attack with. Oh no. Yep. This is a
With
straight
the-
attack. Straight attack.
Straight attack.
Yep.
So like none of this is.
I'm using an inspiration.
Okay. Using your advantage. Very good.
Aha. 24.
That hits. Roll your damage.
Great.
12.
12. As you unleash the club, which is brambled with your shillelagh, the piercing vines and thorns, as it goes forth, it cracks the creature across the head, and you see its jaw crack,
Ooh.
and it just goes limp as if it
Oh,
got
God.
a knockout punch,
Nice.
and it goes down.
Does the boss fall down with him?
Guys,
The
that's
boss
my
is
first
still on
kill
his
in
back,
months.
but it's
Oh, so
done.
he literally just fell.
Yep.
Straight
You
down.
still got it.
Oh.
Like, come on.
And it just kind of slumps
Smart
right
doing
there
that
on the
first
ground.
page for kills.
All right, very good.
I also want to use my healing word on Sola.
Sola, okay.
And I do want to upcast it to level 2.
Level 2. Okay.
Yep.
So 2d4 plus 2. I'm sorry, 2d4 plus
Yeah.
plus 5.
2, 5, 10.
10.
Nice.
Okay,
Oh.
10.
Yeah, that's very helpful.
As the creature that you are holding on to goes to break free of the rope, it is strong enough to roll an athletics check to see if you can resist it.
I don't.
And it opens up its maw
First
as you're
battle.
holding on and just goes to clamp right down onto you.
Oh my gosh.
And that is
Oh,
a
I had
25 to hit.
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to. There's disengage. No.
That
nothing.
is 35 piercing and bludgeoning damage to you, which you can take the uncanny dodge if you have the reaction to do it.
Technically, either way, I'm going down, but it wouldn't kill me.
Okay, so it
Yeah, so
clamps
I'll
on
No
you
reason to.
and you go limp in its mouth and it burrows
Just
underground
doing that so I know. Okay.
With his body?
with your body.
Oh my gosh, you're underground.
Hold! Jump under the hole!
I didn't like him anyway.
And it rolls a
I was gonna make him bring
natural
his
20.
inside.
He is no longer slowed.
I don't know.
The other one moves back to Sola.
Dakota is
Underground.
Knocked out.
He's dead.
How?
Or
I'm unconscious.
And
Sounds dead.
takes its attack on you, Sola,
Yeah.
as it moves close to its master. And that is a 23 to
Can't
hit.
do that. It's slowed.
Hit.
Why not? Tell him that.
You can only break it or attack you.
He said it can only break or attack because it's slowed.
I wasn't treating that as
Oh, you just fell in the hole behind it.
right.
Yeah.
It was all part of that attack action. It was to see if
Yeah.
basically it was to see if he attacked with disadvantage or not.
Yep. Respect.
Lack of.
In this
That's
case.
26
I'm dead.
piercing damage to you.
Hey, we said soul would go down.
He's not in the
There
hole.
we go. That's 2.
Bite.
And
2 for 6. So
it stays. It does
It's a
not latch
comfortable.
onto you as it stays next to its downed compatriot, directly adjacent to the boss. Vincent, you're up.
Do I have an advantage?
Oh yeah,
Did I have
that's
Yes,
a
you have one
7.
advantage.
He fails. He's still slowed.
I will use my inspiration and attack the boss.
Okay.
Actually, I don't have to. Never mind. Antonio's there.
Yeah. Roll your
So I'm not
attack.
going to use it, but I'm going to
With advantage.
attack Chromatic Orb at 3rd level.
Okay.
Heyo.
That's nice.
17 plus 8, maybe?
Just hits.
Alright, so that's going to be 5d8. That's going to be fire.
Yep.
Nice for wood.
5, 13, 20, 25, 26, 27.
27.
Nice.
Boom.
You hear a voice in your mind cry out, "Finish him."
Yes. So I summon a Chromatic Orb and I shoot it out like Street Fighter.
All right.
Hadouken.
So
That's
you gather the energy in
Yep.
with your diamond and then let loose the fire blast as it hits him square in the chest, burning through the holes in his stone armor. He lands on the ground as he's clutching at his body, and the blood is just pouring out of him. His chest kind of concave as it is burned out, and you see him slumped there. His face is still masked, and he's just kind of down. You see his chest just barely rise and fall as he is bleeding out to death.
And as I cast that spell, my robes change to a fiery red.
Okay, all right, very good.
Yes.
And so he is done
And then he's
and did
breathing
not
still.
get to make his
That's fantastic.
action. Hold, you're up.
Perfect timing too. right before him.
Did he fall in before the?
It grabbed him
Yeah. With
and
his mouth.
went. Yeah,
Oh yeah, I'm jumping in.
went right after. Yep. Okay.
Holt's been in this
Do I
situation
find him?
before.
Same situation as last time. You
you
know
feel-
that he's in
Oh,
there, but
I'm gonna grab.
okay.
something.
Roll your grapple with disadvantage.
Used to by now. 13.
20.
This is so stupid.
So that's one attack.
They're so strong.
Do it again.
Yeah, one more grapple.
Natural 20.
Oh
26.
My gosh.
26.
Meets.
Yep. 26.
Wow.
So I got him,
You got him.
Oh, so
and
Yeah.
I
He,
will
when it's him doing it, he gets the advantage.
hold on with my life. I will also attempt to
Shield bash.
him
Yeah.
into the corner of the room.
Remember when you gave me a good berry and it's sitting there?
16.
19. He is held firm in
I know. I'm gonna get to you.
your in your arm. Sinclair, I need a death save from you.
Natural 20.
Oh,
Excellent.
So you are back with 1 health
Dude, my rolls!
as you open your eyes and there is dirt covering
That's
you
amazing.
as you are held firm
Can I
in
do
this
anything or no?
creature's jaw. That happens. I think
Yeah.
you come back at the beginning of your turn. So yeah, you can take your
So
actions.
you hear, I wake up and you go, and I just take my dagger and just start repeatedly stabbing him in the, well, short sword, because, yeah. But I repeatedly start stabbing him in the head.
Okay,
as
roll
fast
with
as I can.
disadvantage.
But he's next to me.
So you
Roll as normal.
No, so next to you doesn't give you advantage, it just gives you sneak attack.
Oh, okay, so disadvantage but sneak attack.
But you have disadvantage, so that would do not give you sneak attack because you're attacking with
Yeah.
disadvantage.
But I'm going to use my advantage that I was given.
Were you given 2 of them?
I was given 1 advantage, but I didn't have to use it last time because he was downed.
That's true. So you
I'm
can make
a
a normal roll.
24.
24.
I'm really bad at counting.
24
That's why hands are
hits.
4.
24 hits. Roll your damage, including sneak attack, because you weren't at disadvantage.
Those are a lot of ones. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
12. Very
That's
nice.
I was like the lowest almost I could get.
You can still take the dodge.
So you.
And I'll take my dodge action to see if I can jump out of the hole.
Okay, dodge action. Very good.
You just see me come out of the hole. My face is all ripped up, and I'm like,
Incredible.
So you
My
are
hair's
alive
matted.
in his mouth, but taking a dodge action to avoid the attacks. Morthos, you're up. As you see this creature looming over Solaz's
Is,
downed
the
body.
sheer
Can
willpower
any
of
good
this
berries
cat.
add an action or a bonus action?
To eat it would be a bonus action.
I mean, if I want to put it.
That would be
to
an
her.
action to give it to her.
The sheer willpower of this cat.
All right, we're gonna.
That one's
gonna
still
have to wait
slowed,
a
right?
turn.
Still slowed.
It's been slow this whole time.
Adam, that one's still slowed,
It's
so
still slowed.
he can't react.
Oh, so he can't react.
It's okay, I
He's
can
still
wait
s-
3 turns technically.
Well, once you get crit.
If he's slow and can't react, doesn't mean you don't get advantage on an attack. Then, correct?
No.
No.
He just has a lower
No, only
AC.
stun or
Right,
knock down.
all right.
But
Then
if you
I'm
wanted
going to cast Ice Knife.
Okay, roll your attack. You're attacking this guy here?
That's the only one left, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Would
That
be
you
a
know.
24.
Well, the one under the ground,
24.
technically.
That hits and explodes, and everything in a 5-foot radius takes damage. Sola, 2 death fails.
Yep.
This is great.
Oh no! My Landra, where are you?
Oh, Melcine's after me.
Scooby-Doo, 100 to Sola for the advantage.
But my Landra's before you.
All right,
Her
what's the
last
damage
death
on him?
save.
That's perfect.
I have to roll it first.
Sorry.
I'm still in
Actually,
shock.
you don't.
Landra's
You
not
don't.
here. You're good.
And if something happens in the meantime?
As the knife pierces through its mouth and
Unless she sees you
explodes,
first.
its head erupts in shards of ice as the residual ice blast peppers Sola's form, and she is cut and lacerated from
Wait,
head
what?
to toe
Wait, what?
with ice, and is not looking good.
Wait, that was the
Melandra,
second
you are
death
up.
Nope.
She's got 2.
You see this happening,
save? 3?
as Sola is
I think
not
he's
looking good.
explaining the two.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
We'll take that.
healing light, 3d6 to Solo.
Okay,
Oh,
so
nice.
she flies down to be within 30 feet and gives you the 3d6
60
healing.
feet.
60 feet? Okay.
7.
On 3d6?
Oh, 7.
You have 7 hit points
Not
left.
dead.
Oh wait.
As Sola, your eyes shoot open as you feel searing cold needles throughout your body.
Nice.
And you look up and you see the Bulette with its head exploded with ice jutting out in many different directions.
And
Nice
then-
shot.
And then I will Eldritch Blast the thing next to her.
It's dead.
Oh, excellent.
Oh.
I killed it.
That was a good shot.
And then I will. I cannot see anything. I'm gonna send light down the hole.
Cannot see anything.
No.
Tony.
The light cantrip down the hole that I'm in.
Oh,
that
okay.
Hold is in.
So it lights.
So she can see if she can see something.
It lights up and you just see a wall
Just dirt.
of dirt. Yeah.
She tried.
Tony has nothing to.
Can he prepare an action?
He cannot because you can't move. You don't know where he's going to come out. Sola, you are up.
I don't know how far away I'm gonna be by the end of this time.
I'm gonna jump up, ready for attack. Not seeing anything. Can I? Oh, I didn't even know he's underground, do I?
You do not. You look around and you see no enemies. You see the 2 Bulette that are slumped over dead, and the rider, which is there, just kind of. He just kind of holding his chest with his barely breathing, as if he is
Barely.
Do your action.
bleeding out to his end.
Roll a dex save.
Do we want to stabilize him to question him, or should I kill him?
You can acrobatics out.
I will shout that out.
Okay, so she shouts that out loud, and Melcene, it is now your turn.
Can I loot him in that same action?
I'm really wearing off.
Literally gonna get
You are.
So
She
you move
hasn't
up.
changed.
You can roll. I love it.
Bronze sword?
You can roll an investigation check.
I'm gonna use one of my advantages.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I have 3. He's probably holding some good stuff, right?
I hope you looting him kills him.
Eli, give her
Me
disadvantage.
too.
Give
Like
her
you did.
disadvantage.
2. I'm gonna kill him just because.
That one's cocked.
She's no justice monk.
Investigation.
Yeah.
She's a-
16.
He's
16. You find his spear,
She's got
which
little
is
teeth.
stylized
Stab it
with several V-shaped runes with an arrow kind of pointing up, so it looks like a V with a line going up here. And there's nothing particularly fancy about it, otherwise it's a very sturdy spear with the earthen kind of stylings on it.
Cool.
What you do find, which is far more intriguing to you, is a ring that he is kind of clutching in his hand that looks made of formed metal. It doesn't look like it's been smithed, though. It's as if it was just kind of formed of the earth itself with a kind of a live edge stone top that looks like a metallic-y, almost fool's gold mixed with iron and copper kind of live edge top on the stone.
Okay.
Something more.
Okay?
Probably control
That's what
land
you
sharks.
find on him.
Sounds good.
As
Control creatures.
you take the ring off, he doesn't really resist you. You can't really see his head just kind of barely looks at you as you can tell he's fading away.
If you put it on, it's the only one you get crazy.
All right, Melcene.
Do I have enough movement to move through the cornfield and out the other side? Like
Sure.
diagonally.
Yeah.
I see my Landra up there and I want to see what's going on.
So that's 25 feet of movement.
Okay.
And you see two holes in the ground.
Uh-huh.
And you don't see any sign of Sinclair.
Okay.
Don't wait for Vinny. Vinny will just tell you to kill him.
I'll do it, so.
But there's
I-
light shining in that hole.
There is light shining in one of the holes.
I would like to. I'm going to assume, because I don't see him, that he's underground. Can I assume that?
Roll
Can
roll an investigation check.
How about a perception?
This is more to kind of Sherlock Holmes this to see if
Okay.
you can deduce what's going on.
How about?
You can deduce that
17.
he is underground.
Okay, excellent.
You don't see him hiding anywhere. You see Hold looking frantically below him with the light illuminating the one hole, and you think
No, I have his
Holding
foot.
leg.
you see Hold grabbing something in the hole. Yeah.
Give my
All right.
I'm
Well,
in the
I
hole.
am going to
Got him.
assume
My
that
leg or
there's
his?
damage
The creature's
to this guy. So, can I hold a healing spell
Sure.
until I see him?
Yep. So as soon as you see him, you will cast Healing Word.
Yeah.
At what level?
First level.
First level. Okay.
Same.
Not being able to do anything, the creature simply bites down on you. It has disadvantage because you took the dodge action.
I would put out a middle finger if this
How do
wasn't
you dodge
PG
in a
rated.
hole?
He's a little cat.
I don't know. That's a 19 to hit.
Oh my gosh.
Got an 18 armor, so no.
34 damage.
It's 29 damage.
We're okay with that.
So close to one shot.
Wasn't a one shot.
As you go down and are limp in its arms
I
again,
keep waking up.
and Hold, you can
Passing
feel
out.
it wriggling
Punch a punch.
ahead of you. As the dirt is between you and it, but you have the back of its tail, not
got a
even its
tail?
legs. You got
Got a
its
tail?
tail that you're holding on to.
Don't rip the tail.
All right, and it is now Vincent's turn.
So as I'm walking towards the boss on the ground, I hear Sola yell, "Should we question him?"
No
And
problem.
I reply, "Oh, is he still alive?" And Vincent raises his hands, shoots magic missiles up in the air, and pummels the guy.
Excellent.
And
I guess that
as
answered my question.
as you take the ring off of his finger and kind of look back at it, you look up just in time as you see the magic missiles explode his face mask, and you see a ashen gray face of an elf that his eyes go dim, and as the rain comes down, his body turns to ash as his form melts in the rain, and he returns to dust as his body just drifts away.
Wow.
Well, we're not questioning him, I guess.
Sinclair, death save. I'm sorry. Hole, I'm assuming. Hole, you're up. Sorry, I skipped you.
Oh. I wonder if there's space for me to climb up this thing's body. Tail.
It's burrowed in. You don't have a burrow speed, so you'd have to like basically.
Frogs can't burrow?
Yeah, you don't have a burrow speed, so you've got it last. You can't get away from you, but you can't really.
Can I drag him back up?
You can make. I'd let you. You have him grappled, so I would let you make an athletics check to try to grab him out, pull him out.
To drag him?
Yep. So roll an athletics check with disadvantage.
I'm just trying to move.
Unforgivable.
What do I do?
Right, but he's yeah. Go ahead.
18.
16. So you pull him back and you hit the back of the hole. So
Oh, I'm
his
trying to go up.
right, you can't really climb out without because you're kind of underground.
dirt.
I'd let you.
Throw him up, throw him up.
You can make an athletics check to try to see if you can like straddle it, and actually that'd be more acrobatics. Make an acrobatics check if you can straddle him and pull it out as you try to straddle the width of the hole.
Could he try to throw the creature up?
No, he's pulled it
I'm
back.
just gonna punch him. This is stupid.
Okay,
This is
I like
stupid.
your problem solving.
Do I have disadvantage on punches as well?
you do not.
That's good news. 17.
That meets. Roll your damage.
Oh, wait, he's prone, right?
He's grappled,
And then I shield bashed him.
but I think he beat. Yeah, he beat that one.
So that hit?
The punch hits. Yep.
Alright, that is 10.
10. Very good. Crunch as you feel the bones breaking beneath your blow.
And I will punch him again.
Yep. Roll your attack.
15.
Aw, 14.
14. That misses. Sinclair, death save, please.
12.
That's a pass. Morthos.
Do I see any of that going on?
You see a commotion going on in a hole about 50 feet ahead of you, 40 feet ahead of you.
I will use my movement to walk that way.
Everybody's
know.
walking.
I'm like,
I don't know.
I'm just like,
I couldn't even see it.
you got a dead cat.
I
I'm just
looked,
like,
there wasn't
That's
even
30
a
feet of movement.
commotion going on
Hey,
when I was.
Mylandra.
Had nothing to
Good
do.
thing you passed. He's about to fight you again.
Oh, yeah, he's gonna probably take 2. Probably gonna get a double fail.
Mylandra.
Oh, snap!
Ooh, snake.
With the light in there, does my lander see anything?
If she could fly down and essentially get a view on it, sure.
Because she wants to. Oh my gosh, where is it? There it is. Alright, she's going to.
To wake up again. Get a 20 and just stab
She's
it.
gonna fly down and take a look down the hole, maybe?
She sees it, the back of its body held by you. She does see it.
She sees the body?
Not all of it, but like the back quarter of it.
Okay, so then she pulls the light from the sky. Sacred flame.
Sacred Flame.
Will that not hit?
And that is a 19 on the die.
Disadvantage for being grappled. Dex save. Actually, he fails. Dex saves.
Not grappled. If he's restrained, yes. But grapple doesn't only causes 0 motion. It doesn't do anything to saves.
Very true. That was disadvantage.
No. 19 on the die.
No Eldritch Blast. That time in the face.
Well, no, she has cover, so that's it.
Okay. Tony,
He's not doing anything.
Sola, as the figure's body dissipates to dust and soot and ash in the rain,
I guess that answered my question.
melds away.
And can I make it inside the hole where Holt is?
You cannot. He occupies the whole space.
That's what I
Everyone in the
thought.
hole.
Do I see like any run, like the trail runs almost, where I could see where he would be on top of the ground?
You see Hold holding its tail as you look down, and
Can
so
I-
you imagine that the creature's below you.
Can I go close to where Holt is and just? Oh, I don't have a sword anymore. Never mind.
Yeah, you have no way to get in there to attack.
No, I don't have a sword.
Melsine?
I was thinking just on top of the ground.
You can help him pull.
Melsine?
No, I can't even get in there.
do we know
Only
how
got
deep
one
down
hand.
this thing is?
That's true.
You know that Hold is
She
5
said
feet
that
down,
Occupy
and he's
the
holding its
entire-
tail as and trying to pull it out.
No.
I can't pull 500 pounds of pure stone.
My sword would cut through, probably. Not 5 feet. I'm gonna continue to hold a healing.
Okay,
And
takes a
throw it
bite
the
on
fan.
you.
Sorry.
That is a 25. As you
Maybe
take
it is.
2 death fails.
Mm-hmm.
Is that 3 for you?
No, it's 2. I succeeded mine.
Oh, you succeeded the one.
Vincent, it is your turn.
I
That guy's
will
trying to kill me.
investigate the
No, I
area
just
where the
don't know what
guy's
to do for
body
you.
was.
Okay,
Is anything there?
roll investigation.
tie a rope on hold, tell him to drag him out
22?
or something.
You find a spear and a pile of
I thought I had this.
muddy ash. I don't know. Did you pick it up?
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna give it to somebody else then.
You could have speared through the ground.
Do I think there's anything special
feet.
about that muddy ash?
Chuck it. I don't
he just looks like he turned to dust. Hold.
Yo,
Let me move closer.
punching.
Roll your attack.
Punch hard and
Come
punch
on,
well.
hold.
I forgot what my thing is. 23.
Hits. Roll your damage.
Believe it. 8.
8. Very good.
Punching. Crit.
Nice.
Yay.
Kill him yourself.
Come on, baby. Just literally punching right underneath the bottom of its tail.
know. The wiener hole.
17.
17.
And with that,
You hear more crunches.
Mm.
Try to
And
help him out,
you
buddy.
feel its body barely resisting you.
Yeah, I'm gonna crawl. I'm gonna climb up.
It's not dead yet, but
I mean, I'm gonna pull him up.
Yeah.
As far as I can go. I don't
so
know.
roll
My
an
movement
acrobatics check to see if you can get him up out of the hole.
speed. 19.
You're able to straddle the hole and pull him, so go ahead and roll your athletics.
Okay. 27.
23. So you pull him out, half movement,
Yeah.
and
do I see
No
Sinclair?
mercy. Vincent.
Oh, and then I use my shield to knock him on his face. On the ground.
okay.
I think that you might see. Yeah, if you see him.
Hmm? Sinclair is still in the hole.
Oh,
Its body is out. It's holding it. Hold is pull them out. You do not see Sinclair.
Oh, so I can't.
I see how
I
it
can't
is.
shield bash him prone.
He's like
Ah.
he is pulled up out of the hole. Sinclair, death save, please.
Let's go. Did that.
One session, bro.
What? How do you make
It's because
it
you wanted to mount the thing.
He's
That's
dead.
what it came from.
100% dead.
You watch Sinclair's
I
body.
like to play.
Well, Sinclair's body goes limp as he tries to hold on. Morthos, you now see this creature's body
Yeah,
pulled
tried
out.
nothing.
I didn't know what we what
I,
else we could do.
I immediately run over to Sinclair and
You don't
ask-
see Sinclair.
Oh, I don't see him? I thought
He
he
is
was
down in the
I-
hole.
down the
He would
hole?
be healed if I could see
Oh.
him.
All you see is
But she was
the
holding
body
a-
of this creature
A heal
being
for me.
pulled out by Morthos.
By hold.
By hold, yes, thank you.
Sure, then I will, I'll run over to the creature and I will, hit it with green flame blade.
Unbelievable.
Okay, roll your attack.
It's still alive anyway, yeah. Yeah, that's a 26.
That hits, don't even bother.
You were like
know who your friends
one
are.
hit away.
As you
Okay.
pierce in, hold, you feel it go limp in your arms.
Didn't get any extra
You
money.
continue to pull it out, and you see Sinclair's body just limp in its mouth.
Do I see Sinclair now?
You now
Since I killed the thing?
see Sinclair on the ground. Yes.
I'm gonna run over to him and act like I am truly upset that he is dead.
We
Yeah.
know you're not.
And then with sleight of hand, I'm gonna check him and I
So
want to lose him.
roll
He's
roll
not gonna
performance.
like what he says.
All right.
There's like nothing
Roll
valuable
performance
other
to
than
see how well your acting goes.
How about a 17?
You guys think he's actually pretty
That's-
clever?
it's
But
such-
we know him.
Just
I'm
roll.
Insight.
I was
Go
gonna
ahead,
say-
roll insight.
Natural 20.
You know that he is lying through his teeth. As you now roll your investigation check.
Oh, it sucks. An 11.
It seems that the large pouch of money that was on his belt has come off in the tunnel.
Oh no.
Of
Crazy.
Of course it
In the
did.
tunnel, everyone.
And so it's nowhere to be found. His dagger and short sword are, you see the short sword kind of poking out of the rubble. You don't know where the dagger is. What'd you roll?
If he sees it.
I forget what I said now.
11.
11?
Yeah.
11 I said.
The only thing that catches your eye is his armor.
Yep.
Roll an Arcana check.
Oh, he doesn't. Yeah.
Ooh, that'll be a 22.
Okay.
You
It's good armor.
feel an aura with the very little arcane training you've had. You get the sense that there is an aura of illusion to this armor.
What type of armor is it?
Hmm?
What type of armor?
It looks like studded leather armor.
Well, I immediately just start taking it off of him.
Does anyone?
It's a
Orthos!
death save.
You need help?
It doesn't count.
Yeah, come
Yes,
help me.
no.
I need to take this off. He is hurt.
Tell him.
Take it off.
Can he reroll?
I'll
Can
help him.
he retcon the lucky feat for that death save?
I'm a cat. Come on.
Oh.
You do have the lucky feet.
I am going to use my lucky feet. So you're searching him, and then
You have to take this roll.
Wait, I could.
Is he still dead?
how many times can I do it?
That's it.
No, he's still dead. He's still dead. He's like,
But
he's like, oh.
once Morthos killed it, if he had the lucky before, couldn't she, with her
Wait, you can only do it
healing,
once per
held
time?
healing?
Because he was dead.
It would've happened.
Yeah,
it
before he
happened.
pulled out.
That's too
Okay.
far.
You
now.
can only do it once.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm still removing his armor.
So
I'm
you
still
take his
helping
armor
you.
off, and you
Thanks,
have.
buddy.
I will give you. It is as you
Just one
hold it in
person.
your hands, covered in
Orthos.
blood, but the armor itself seems to have resisted the crushing, piercing, clenching of the jaws of this Bulette. So his body is broken, but the armor is in fine shape.
Mindy,
Look
I
at me.
think there's something to this armor.
Look at me.
Shh, don't tell anyone else.
Can I make a silent Arcana check?
Sure, you can try to identify it if you care to.
That's a 2. I will
Wait,
identify.
how does the rogue
Yeah, it's-
roll a higher arcana
Oh, wait,
check
no,
than the
wait.
wizard?
No, it's 12 actually.
You're an arcane
Do you not
trickster.
remember that
It's
you
12.
like
It's-
plus 11?
You also detect the aura of illusion on it.
I do identify it.
You cast identify,
I do like.
and you know that
On my
this.
glaive.
You trace a rune in the air, and you see his eyes kind of flash for a second as he looks it up and down, and this is glamored armor. So it adds a +1 to the normal defensive bonus,
But
and more interestingly, the wearer can make the armor appear however he wishes or she wishes.
it's pretty
It
badass.
is essentially takes on the form of any clothing or any armor that it wishes.
Yeah, it'd be really sweet if I was alive to use it.
That is cursed.
That is cursed.
It is not cursed. It is.
Identify doesn't determine that, actually.
Oh, you might know that.
Oh,
This might make for a good disguise.
well, that would be good for someone like me.
Let's get it off him.
Yeah, let's go.
Naked cat.
Naked cat.
Buried in the hole.
So
Old Earth, all
Sola,
gone. Bye.
You were right, see?
So Mylandra comes in and
Just roll my eyes at you.
and you guys unceremoniously deal with Sinclair.
We shove him back
And
in the hole.
in honor of the
No,
passing
bring
of
him back.
Sinclair,
And like as he would come out, I would have just kind of dropped because even though I didn't like him,
Still a person.
I still don't like to see things die.
fair enough.
He's a soul.
So in honor of the passing
No.
of Sinclair, we are now going to give away
Wait,
our,
doesn't he have 9 lives?
our troglodyte and lizard folk. So if you would like to participate in this, I need you to type in !Sinclair, SINCLAIR. That's !Sinclair, SINCLAR. And we are going to give this away. We're going to do some role playing, and then we will announce the winner after that. So SINCLAR. You can enter that in the chat, and
Man, you're not in this.
then we
He
will.
donated money. He's in this.
Anyone can enter. All right.
You get it twice. You don't get 2. That's not how this works.
All right.
So I have to just roll the dice.
So, as Mylandra watches as she shakes her head and she says, "That's it. I need to go home. I need to go to my forest. We keep dying. We couldn't even ask this person what was going on because you killed him. Again.
Wait a minute. You were all for this type of thing before.
there is a darkness growing, and I have gotten no answers because we always kill everything we face.
I'm aware.
Even when the DM is clear. No. Listen, I'm going to go up back home. You come and swing by the North Forest and come to High Top, and from High Top, ask about me, and they'll point you to my cottage in the woods.
It was a pleasure working
See ya,
with
Chica.
you for this time being. You will be missed.
Hopefully you can find some answers about this darkness, and I can uncover them as well. And
Well,
when you-
whoa. We're not taking on your mission here. No. I'm just teasing.
Hopefully, when you get there, we will be able to proceed.
Well, have a good day. Talk to you soon.
Travel safe.
Is there any equipment you'd like to leave with us?
Gold, perhaps?
Jeffrey, fun for you to see any of them show up. I didn't.
I don't think I have anything to spare.
She flies away.
She says, actually,
Cows do for how many
Does she
months?
have any healing potions over there?
here.
That's important.
She takes off her pin, and she gives it to you. So you have another black
Extra.
badge.
Ooh, 10%. 20%?
And she
30.
takes off her necklace. She takes off the hopper
it's
necklace,
Oh,
and she hands that to you as well. She says, give this to someone who's going to stick with you. And as her wings vanish and she kind of lands on the ground, she says, well, don't you need the heads of these things? I'll help you. And she takes out her hand axe and begins chopping at the heads of the 3 Bulettes and smattering the blood all over her. And
They go in peace.
yeah, it takes a couple hours to do that. Night falls. It is very dark. You guys wish to do anything, say anything, have any conversations?
Does anybody
Start a
need
fire.
a spear?
Guys,
Spear?
I think that we could probably get to town before nightfall, right?
It's
already night.
night already.
It's about, by the time you're done with this, it's about 10 o'clock at night.
Let's just rest here.
The closest, there is one of those empty houses about 300 feet away that you could go and...
Yeah.
Let's do that.
And then
Well, so, I mean, this was like maybe a minute. Probably less. Hold says, I just told 4 people to run back to Anvil, and I'd like to see if we can catch up to them and make sure they're all right. So, I'm not resting for tonight.
Okay, so
I
this
will go with you.
happened. This happened while Mylandra is carving up the Bulettes, because that took several hours. You rush off after them, you two.
Yeah, I'll go with Holt.
Yeah, definitely before that.
Okay,
Can I go search the cart that they left behind?
you two roll athletics checks to see how quickly you move through the soggy rain. You can roll. Yeah, it's just a straight check.
17.
I rolled a 4.
You
Holt,
are,
carry me! My little legs don't work!
so hold ultimate. Though you're faster than hold, you're just unable to find your footing, and ultimately, you follow behind him at a distance. You are able to catch up several hundred yards away. They don't have the same stamina that you do, and so while they slowed down to a jog, you sprinted straight through, and you find them.
Right.
You're back, oi! Did you kill those things? Are we safe?
The threat
What's going on?
The threat back there has been defeated. We did lose a comrade.
I'm so sorry
but,
to hear.
I wanted to make sure you were all okay.
We are. Is it safe to go back with you?
That I know of. I do not know if there are more land
Should we
sharks.
come back with you then?
We will escort you back if you join us, yes.
So they escort you back to the home.
Oh, we're not
In
taking
the-
them to Anfield?
In the 10 or 20 minutes or so that they're gone, as they've run and roll an investigation check, unless anyone is... Who's there?
Couldn't use my inspiration.
You're there, you're gone, you're gone. Vincent, you see this. Nelson, you see this. Yep.
What do you see?
So that would be
Oh, robbing the cart.
Yeah.
a 25.
25. So as you investigate, you see that it is full of lots of trade goods. You see several very nice spools of cloth, which are neatly tucked away and covered over with a tarp. You find a crate that is filled with bars of metal, which, with your training in tinkering, you've used some of these before. These are bars that you would smelt down and use for soldering and for welding, basically. Very valuable in smithing, in particular, and fixing armor and unique small broken things. You find several large containers of grain that they seem to be bringing in to trade that take up large aspects of the cart. And in between those large containers of grain, you do find a chest, which is locked.
Well, you know I'm going to attempt to pick it.
Okay? So,
Take
go
it.
ahead and
I-
roll
I
your...
walk over
do you have an
so
evil
I
alignment?
make sure
Maybe.
that I see what's going on here.
You're
he-
robbing,
He is
the
he is
townspeople.
chaotic neutral.
so not evil.
He is not evil.
Is this cart the one that's like halfway in the hole?
Yeah.
In the hole.
The front of it is kind of in the hole, yeah.
Alright. Hey, why don't we try to pull it out for these people?
I agree.
You see him, you both see him fiddling around in
Yeah.
there, looking at everything. Roll your thieves' tools.
We are hoping these people are still alive.
22.
Can't stop myself.
You hear
Oh
a,
my
you hear
gosh.
it unlocks.
I would laugh. That'd be great.
It unlocks. It unlocks as there is a small needle that inserts itself into your hand.
Oh.
I need you to roll a Constitution save.
That's a good thing the
Oh, this
healer's
is
still
poisoned.
here.
That would be a 10.
10. That's 20 poison damage to you.
Awesome. I'm dead. We're down.
As he you see him in there, and then you just see him fall to the
Oh,
side.
Let him go.
I cast protection from poison.
Okay, roll a death save.
1.
Fail.
Fail.
Okay, that's a death fail. He is still down.
I will stabilize him.
Roll a
Should you
medicine
though?
check.
You have a good berry.
Oh yeah, I do have a good berry.
You,
Yeah, just beat him down.
you stuff a good berry in his mouth, and his eyes pop
you
open.
know?
You okay, buddy?
I am. What happened?
Will you tell us?
He has diabetes.
Diabetes?
He passed
You
out.
look like you were fiddling with that chest.
I was.
Goodness.
Why?
Well, why not? There's a cart sitting here.
But it
there's
doesn't
no-
belong to us.
She's right.
Oh, where are the people that it belongs to? They
Well,
left. They ran
We
away.
sent them to safety.
I don't know that.
Listen,
Holt took them and dropped them off somewhere. I have no
As
idea
you
where
have
they are.
this conversation, there is in the distance. You see the people appear on the road.
Oh my
You
god.
still have you can still try to open the chest if you care to.
I'm gonna
Is
stop
it
you.
open or not open?
It is unlocked. It is not
I'm
open.
gonna stop you if you try.
Go ahead and try.
Go ahead and try.
You're almost dead. You have 1 hit point.
I walk away.
Okay.
I wasn't threatening you. I was just saying
No.
it's the town.
So you walk
Matthew
away.
ruined my master plan anyway. It's all good.
You walk away. You guys get the cart out of the ditch, and you go. You do find the next morning. You're able to track down the horse that was pulling the cart, which had run away into the fields and was not far off. And after you take your long rest, you're all back to full health. The merchants go, and they thank you so much. You saved our lives. We wanna give you something. We have a little something back in our cart that we can give you. And so they go to their cart, and the guy stops and he says, Marv, did you open the lock? This was unlocked?
I can't even.
Perhaps when it hit the ground, could it become unlocked?
Or it could have been like there was a guy that we killed.
Roll a
That is true. That's
roll
not
a deception check.
Wait, did we sleep?
You did. Yeah, so you get your 2 portents.
Yeah, they're not good though. What am I rolling?
Deception.
Yeah.
Oh, 19.
He looks at you and he says, maybe Vinny unlocked it.
No, I'm Vinny. I didn't unlock it.
Oh, okay.
Aren't mages supposed to be
Well,
smart?
anyway, and he opens it up, and they take out a couple of bags of gold, and they throw each one of you a bag of gold.
10,000 gold.
Heavens.
And so you
You
each
didn't touch that.
you each
We
you
know
each
my
get
friends are.
150 gold.
I'm
I just
so
look at Morthos
happy.
and I go, how about that? And I give you a punch in the shoulder.
Okay?
Oh,
Imagine if
before
would've
you
gotten
guys
a
leave,
picture of my friend.
do you know what this ring is? You guys are merchants and well traveled.
The one speaks up, who hasn't really spoken much. He says, "Let me see him. A bit of a jeweler."
And he turns into dust and falls to the ground.
Yeah, he said, "I'll give you 100 gold for it."
But what is it?
I don't know, but it's pretty and it looks valuable. Looks like some gold in there.
I think I'll keep it for right now, but I'll sell you a spear. And I hold up the spear.
Don't typically do weapons trade, but it is pretty. 40.
50.
Roll persuasion.
Four.
Can you just inspect these before
40.
she sells them?
Yeah, already sold them.
No, she did not say yes.
I didn't sell the ring.
Oh, okay.
Inspect this spear. I could use that
Sounds
instead of
like
a
it was
blade.
I asked if anybody wanted the
40?
spear, they all said no.
40.
I wasn't there.
Done. He
Yes,
takes
you
the
were.
spear
No,
and
I
tucks it
wasn't.
into the cart.
That was a very special spear.
No, it wasn't. He
So
said
you
it's
have
standard
you get
issue.
40, so it's 190. You each have 150. You make your way back to
Get the ring.
Amphale uneventfully.
Silly.
You spend, I assume, some time to identify the ring.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
You find that this ring has power over Earth.
Interesting.
It's called the Earthen Ring. Creative name. And when you attune to it, you learn the Mold Earth cantrip. And once per day, you can cast Erupting Earth and Maximilian's Earthen Grasp.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's cool. That's cool.
And anyone can attune to it.
Does that sound like something that you would use?
And those are 2 spells that you do not know. But you know of them, you just don't know how to do them.
Oh, right.
So one
I
is,
can hold on.
the earth kind of comes up and grasps someone, and one, it erupts forth, which I never got to do because his concentration was broken.
Sweet.
If you will use the ring, I'll let you. I feel like you'd be more effective with it.
Pretty much crushed it.
I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
dude. Earth and grasp. Isn't that restrained?
That is restrained, I think.
I think that's restrained.
Yeah, that's restrained.
Sweet.
It's like a mini web.
Cool.
Alright, so you guys make your way back to Amphale. You carry the 3 Bulette heads with you. And Melandra says her final goodbyes and makes her way to the north, to the high forest. And that is where we will pick up our adventure as Eli and Rygar greet you with their report. And
I'd like to say just I know everyone already did the exclamation mark Sinclair, but if anyone's just here just now at the end, please type into chat right now exclamation mark Sinclair if you would like the 2 minis on display in the front there. It's up for grabs. I will roll it in 1 to 2 minutes right after Matt's done doing his end thing, or me or whoever is doing everything.
Yeah.
So after we give the end cap, please stick around for like a minute, and we'll roll and figure out who gets the amazing minis.
Yep, cool minis, a troglodyte, and a lizard folk. They're pre-painted from the old lines. One I think is Demon Web, and one is Blood War from those old sets, back from 2008 and 2005 respectively. So you guys can win those if you haven't entered. So go ahead and roll.
And do you want me to do the thanks for everything quick?
Yeah, go for it.
So thank you so much, everyone. Again, we really always appreciate it. We got button tackles with multiple bits advantages. We
Thank
really
you,
appreciate
button
it.
tackles. Appreciate
along
that.
with Millsman.
Yep, Millsman. You're the best.
And along with Scoob. So we really
Scooby-Doo!
do appreciate everyone who was giving out the bits during. It really does help. It's not just about the bits, it's about being able to influence the game in a positive or negative way if you so choose. Makes you be a part of the game, and we appreciate that. So do know that that's always available. 100 to give advantage to one of us, 500 disadvantage to DM, or 777 when we have a full squad here. And that gives it to everyone, including the DM. But hey, 1 advantage versus 8 advantages? Come on. So,
Although it didn't save Sinclair. So.
Yeah, sure, you guys didn't save Sinclair. You know, you tried. I mean, maybe you didn't try hard enough. Who knows? But maybe next time when someone's in a tough situation, if you donate the bits, you might be able to save them and change the entire campaign. So I am going to roll and see who is giving it tonight.
Dun, 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 dun.
Not Millsman.
And the number is Scoob.
Scooby-Doo! Well done, Scooby-Doo.
So
we'll get you
Scoob,
your troglodyte and lizard folk mini.
congrats
in the
on
mail.
the awesome sauce minis, and just know that basically every few weeks, I don't know if we're going to choose every week, but every few weeks we're going to be giving away multiple minis for free. We take care of the shipping, so make sure to join. And yes, you are very welcome. We really appreciate you being here, supporting us via BitScoop, but also supporting us as a admin. So we're very gracious, and just know anyone can win it. So if you're here the next time we do it, look for our title. It'll say giveaways in the front with asterisks. Look for that, and feel free to join throughout the session. We sometimes do it at the end, sometimes in the middle. You never know, so it's good to stick around for the whole thing.
Absolutely. So we look forward to continuing our adventures with you. And next week we'll pick things off as the party hears from Eli and Rygar in their scouting expedition. And they turn in the Bulette heads and make their way
Bless you.
on their adventure to the north. And so we really appreciate you being here. We look forward to seeing you next Tuesday night when we will continue to loot, die, and repeat.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Hey!
Good night, everybody.
Millsman just gave 100 and said for the DM because he's salty. So thank you, and we appreciate it.
Truth.
Truth. Bless you.
Thank you.
Have a good rest of your night, everyone.